So epic. So, all right, everybody, welcome to our second semifinal. We'll be featuring two members from Secret and two members from Suomi. Our Secret team will have TaToH here in the red as the Huns to the north of the map, on Arabia, of course, and his teammate over in the yellow to the west of the map. You may have heard of him. He is the Viper, making a market very quickly along with the stable, might indicate the lots of scouts and or fast bloodlines. Then, of course, we'll have Villese for Suomi in the blue as the Ethiopians, already going for Archer Ranger Blacksmith, going for the fast Archer play that, like we saw from Liereyy in the last series. And finally, the Max will be our Cyan Indian player over to the east of the map.
And he did open with the market as well, as we saw, so buying some food, dropping down to only 32 gold, so wants to spam out quite a lot of scouts. Same potentially for TaToH. Let's take a look. He's still staying at 300 gold, the amount we are starting with, the only one who doesn't touch his gold count for now. And now trying to take the fight here, 4 against 3 scouts. We are watching Clash of the Hippo 5 semi-final number 2. Best of 7 coming our way in the finals already. MBL and Nicov waiting for their opponent.
Indeed, indeed, and I think that either of these teams will make an excellent opponent for them. So that will, of course, be coming up after this series. We got a whole best of 7 first before we get to the grand finals. And what do you think, Nilly, of this double scout opening here from Secret with both Huns and Indians? Goes to the
It feels pretty standard, right? And as we've seen a lot of times, doubling very early on is nice if you can force some fights. Not that important if you want to kill villagers, because most of the villagers are under the TC very close or pretty wallable. And it feels like the Max, he can defend for now the 2v1. And then, if Villese gets onto 8, 9 fletching archers, he gets into a scary army.
Yeah, totally. Of course, the archers going to perform very well once you start getting them up and rolling. It's just a matter of you really can't get them caught out of position, especially in lower numbers, as the scouts will just absolutely wreck them. But of course, Suomi holding on for the time being. You can see that Secret playing very sort of open, which is, I guess, more of what they are used to doing.
Well, let's see about that. The Max now with some quick walls potentially behind here. No, he had 0 wood left, so couldn't go for any walls behind there. Needed to cancel before that, and is scaring away the Viper, who is just waiting for bloodlines for himself. Has 7 military, everyone with 16 villagers, as you can see. That's obviously being super even for Indians, Huns, and Ethiopians here at the start. But the Viper is now going for the engagement, and he has quite a lot of HP. TaToH's coming from the side as well.
Indeed, he is maybe going to try and get a villager snipe. Looks like he will get it. Some nice little bit of control there from our red player. And Viper going to maybe try and get him as well. Of course, a 2v1 will be in favor of Secret quite heavily. This is what Nilly was talking about with the power of double scout openings. Just the ability to 2v1 people. The archer dude, in this case, Mr. Villese, nowhere near his teammate's base in time. And that will be very significant losses for the Max. Not losing too many villagers, only losing, I think, 1, but very importantly, losing almost all of his army.
Indeed, I think with the strategy, if you are playing as the Max, I think you need to have your walls up a bit quicker. You need to avoid those fights. Didn't have the villagers in his TC either, and I just feel like Villese needs to do massive damage here. Otherwise, it's looking pretty good in game number 1 here for Team Secret.
Yeah, totally agree. If you're going for this sort of thing, you need the wall, because it feels kind of obvious. Like, obviously, Secret, they recognize that, okay, the Max is going to be super vulnerable right now because the archer-making player in Villese isn't going to be able to reach him in time. So I feel like as the Max, it's like, okay, I'm probably going to get doubled right now. However, scouts can't shoot over palisade walls, so, quick walling in villagers would be really safe, but obviously didn't really get that in on time. And now it's just a matter of can Viper hold on against these fletching archers with actually +1/+1, and of course they're Ethiopian archers, so it could be a little tricky.
And look at the KDs, right? The Max 4 to 10, he was heavily fighting already. Meanwhile, Villese yet to see a first kill or loss here and gets the first villager kill. So perfect stats for him so far. And well, he doesn't want to be caught off guard in open field. Look at that. Army values should be horrible for him. He needs to fight in that very tight choke.
Indeed he should, but if he does fight in that choke, there really isn't a whole lot Viper and TaToH can do to stop him. Of course, Viper does have the second lumber camp, so he can transport his villagers over. He's even going over to the forage bush, maybe going to be an opportunity for the Max to try and snipe a villager, but TaToH coming in with his own scouts. They have bloodlines. Viper obviously has bloodlines, so the Max's scouts are going to be significantly lower in quality. And the damage that Suomi's getting done here seems very sort of like annoyance nuisance damage and not what they need.
Yeah, one villager killed, some idle time forced. Yeah, the Viper, well, he is now getting... Oh, God. Oh, look at that. He is trying to block the archers from getting back into that area. Nice try there, but didn't get enough HP on it. And now we have the next attack here. Some counterattack from TaToH against Villese, but he should have enough archers at home. Continues to stay annoying here, but the Viper, he's just going for the other woodline and seems to be fine.
Indeed, that should be the case. Actually, maybe a couple villagers caught out for Villese. Yeah, one villager was sniped by TaToH. Nice job from him. You can take those engagements so much more comfortably if you have bloodlines. And Viper trying to catch the Max with his scouts. But of course, those fletching archers are just a very scary prospect for those scouts to engage, especially without +1 armor.
Look at how Villese is debating there as well, just moving out. The Viper is sending all villagers to the top line. Now some idols here. Let's take a look. Can Villese take this engagement? Meanwhile, he is scaring away TaToH at home. And another X here. Now, skirmishes by the Viper. He feels like this might be his only option to be really safe. One lost villager at the idol at the side there. Not too important. Viper still with 8 villagers here at the berries. They could be in some danger.
They could be. TaToH is ready with his own scouts and 3, 2, 4, and no bloodlines. No way you can take that engagement. And looks like there might be a little bit of a trap right now. As well, I guess Villese is coming in with his own reinforcements, and those are going to be quite scary. We do have +1 armor coming in, which I said is going to be very important for Viper and TaToH. Viper actually not quite with +1 armor just yet. Will this skirmisher armor make enough difference?
Doesn't seem like it. Numbers weren't that important. The Max even chilling with one of his scouts here. And a nice amount of kills surely from Villese. And those are all costly scouts. It seems like TaToH and Viper, they need to go back. Archers reinforcing quite nicely here. And now that's a scary army here from our Finns. Viper needs to run.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we were talking about, is that the archers, if you can keep them alive, if you can prevent your sort of mass from getting chopped in half, which, Villese definitely was very important for him to be able to escape with his first group of archers so they could, regroup with the second group of archers. And now we're looking at 19 military, which is more than TaToH and Viper put together. So it's going to be, I think, a little bit of a tricky spot for them to defend. Viper is going to go for the counterattack, taking a little bit of TC fire. Not really getting a lot done.
Untypical for him. Let's take a look. Villagers heard from earlier. Let's take a look. Those scouts, they should be able to do some damage. One villager going down. Second one most likely as well. And scouts, maybe 2 go down. Well, seems like a lot of HP were traded off.
Yep. Well, actually, Viper will be able to get one more villager if he wants to. Viper not paying attention.
He is not getting his quick walls up at his woodline. Let's take a look. Those will be some dead villagers. One already going down. And some mismicroing here. Archers now one-shotting villagers. Nice amount of archers here for sure. And Ethiopians, they fire extremely fast. But I think he needs to run away from here. Beautiful move from the Max. Also blocking that area so that the archers can get home safe.
Yeah, that was some really nice teamwork in that fight. I mean, it's what the Finns are best at, and of course the Max and Villese have probably played more 2v2s together than any of the other Finns, like as a duo. They just played so many games together. And now we're in a situation where Viper is actually at the lowest villager count and lowest military count. He's at 32 pop.
That's brutal. TaToH at least is bringing 52 to the field, but yeah, it seems like the Finns now doing 2 arenas for themselves. As you can see, Villese completely walled. We have a lot of zoned out area for the Max as well. Not a good control of his gold though. What's happening?
It's just the Max's walls, I think, are very funny. It's like that's a campaign base, just the different little random sectioned off areas.
Yeah. Oh, and now it gets another layer, and I think that layer makes a lot of sense. And let's take a look. We have now the move in here from Villese. I think that will not be stopped. TaToH not with the greatest vision. The Viper was running away. And those archers, they cannot be answered. No one on the way to Castle Age yet.
Yeah, that is a little bit surprising, especially that TaToH isn't on the way to Castle Age, because he has been pretty much unattacked or undamaged this entire game. He has a huge farming eco. Did go for the double stable play, having to constantly remake scouts because Secret has just been in desperate need of army without anyone really making that that heavier archer play or for the fast castle play, and without playing say as walled off as MBL and Nicov were, you're not really as easily able to defend yourself against this early aggression.
He did go for double stable and is now up as well. Same for Villese, will lose a villager most likely. It is a pretty big army again for the Finns. Let's take a look at maybe the overall army value. Look at that, 2.4k to roughly 1.2k. So the Finns at the moment with a lot more firepower.
Ooh, that's a cool stat from Capture Age. Yeah, that's something that'd definitely be really useful to have for all upcoming tournaments. Of course, they're trying to bust their way out of jail, make sure they have an escape route, especially now that we do see Secret taking control of this hill. Not really going to be something that Suomi is going to want to be fighting. And I think that especially once this timing comes in of less hitting Castle Age with Crossbow and Bodkin, of course, we'll be 100% able to afford that with the extra food and gold. Should be a really nice timing for them.
Villese is trying to find another that's like the perfect spot for him, right? Wood in the back, hill for him as well, and there's no way that TaToH can take this fight. Now maybe focusing down those skirmishes might be an option. I think this is a critical fight here. I think this should go way better for the Finns.
I totally agree. I mean, they should have way more raw firepower, and then once Castle Age comes in, yeah, TaToH can get light cav, but and of course he is, but the crossbowmen are going to be way more deadly as they are, well, a gold unit. And even TaToH forced back for the time being. He also is down the forging upgrade, which the Max has, so that's going to be even worse for him. And right now, Nilly, we're looking at around 40 military to 8.
Oh man, Villese and the Max, they're going for the kill here. This is brutal. 37 to 8 indeed. The Viper can only offer one single unit at the moment. Goes for the gold over a TaToH's base. What is happening? This is so weird. Completely ignores his gold at the back. And now Crossbowmen are moving in. Light Cav upgrade. I think that won't be enough. He needs knights and he needs masses of them.
Yeah, I mean, Huns do have the faster working stables, which can, of course, help you catch up if you are in one of these sorts of dire defensive situations. And he does have +2 armor and bloodlines at the very least, but already plenty of idle time. Viper's villager count is absolutely abysmal. And yeah, I mean, at home, it's not like Suomi has to do anything particularly insane. They haven't expanded onto additional town centers yet, as obviously you will be needing to mine stone for that. But Max just adding on second stables, and they can keep up a lot of pressure right now without really having to commit a whole lot.
Why are they not going and trying to find some more damage? That's a bit surprising to me. Yeah, they were just waiting for maybe Thumbring and Ballistics, and now continuing. Yeah, it seems like that was the timing. And maybe they're just waiting for the light cap upgrade for the Max as well. If he gets like 4 camels there, it's impossible for TaToH to ever win any fights again.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's something that we didn't even talk about, is that we're looking at Huns versus Indians. And yeah, that's not great for the Hun player, to say the least. Even the market gonna, I guess, get sniped right now. And they're just gonna call GG right there, is Secret. And another very quick and decisive Arabia game.
Oh man, that was intense indeed. And that was like, so many people said, oh, every game we see only archers. But, well, if one player like the Max can play the 2v1 with minimal losses as he did, then his teammate can really dominate the game. And Villese was just so good, got in over here at the Viper space, and he lost so many resources, did try to run with villagers, and first tiny upset. TheMax+Villese winning the home map of Secret here. 1-0 lead for them.
Oh wait, I thought it was always game 1 Arabia, so it's Secret just chose Arabia.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Learning these things on the fly, but yeah, no, just really well done there for Suomi, like you were saying. And the going right into archers, it totally paid off. It's actually now the second time today that the Ethiopian fast archer play has worked out.
Yeah, that's true. And next map will be Chaos Pit. Let's take a look at the achievements here for game number 1 on Arabia. I think Viper's resources should be really bad. His KD, not great either. And Villese, 34 largest army. Villager count, you say? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the villager count, I think, is the most telling. 47 for TaToH, 46 for both of the Finns, and then 38 for Viper.
Yeah, not
that
really
is
getting any gold. Wood, he's behind. Food, he's behind. Overall gathered resources, he's under 10k. Everyone else way above. Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, strong play for sure here in game number 1. And now they have Chaos Pit, their home map, working for them. What will we see again? Franks? Byzantines? Maybe Slavs? Byzantines?
Teutons? Rubenstock?
Well, it is few late start, so douching is not really an option, honestly.
Yeah, I know. Alas.
But yeah,
it's why Rubenstock isn't playing. He's protesting this tournament. He's never going to play another DM with you, Nilly.
Let's see about that. And yeah, he didn't sign up. And TheMax, he is playing double Age with Rubenstock, and here playing with Villese, so maybe adjusting to those settings. And well, they looked really strong in game number 1. Now their home map is coming up. I'm excited to see that. With me is Mr. Onlu. And spec delay down to 1 minute.
Hype.
But
yeah, I think Franks should be a pretty good pick here. I think the fact that we didn't see Franks in game number 1, because where I was getting the Arabia game 1 mixed up is because Doubles Age always says Arabia game number 1, and we see Franks there all the time as the cavalry civ of choice. But of course, if you're in a situation where forage bushes represent a more significant part of your available starting batch of food, it'd be way better.
Yeah, that's true. We will see about that. And game number 1 is starting. We indeed will see Franks and Byzantines here starting capture age now. And then we can jump into it. TheMax+Villese leading 1-0, but obviously Viper and TaToH far away from out of this. We are jumping into this here. Feudal age start, medium resources. Take it away, Onlu.
Alrighty. So, yeah, we pretty much called this one. We have TaToH in the red as the Byzantines here to, I guess, the center east of the map. His teammate will, of course, be Viper here in the yellow as the Franks to the north. And our victors in game number 1 will have Villese in the blue as the Byzantines once again opening with the very fast archery range. And TheMax will be his typical Cyan Paladin Civ with the Franks already with a couple scouts and a market. Players really favoring the market with the scout opening.
Yeah, it seems to be quite a good option. 300 gold to start with, and buying 200 food just means like you means that you can get some production rolling for yourselves quite quickly. Archer range and barracks, something we didn't see in the Chaos Pit earlier, a game earlier. What do you think about the early archer range opening? Can you afford to produce from both?
Well, of course, with the Byzantines, the spearmen are going to be cheaper. But it still should be fairly tricky. We see 2 archers out already. I think we can really just see players valuing spearmen so heavily in these settings. Actually, TaToH opting to go for the skirmishers instead. But yeah, obviously, the scouts are going to be able to work so much havoc in various villager production lines, and really needed some sort of defense against that. But looks like both teams sort of squaring up here.
Oh, first archer going down. First kill here for the Viper. And archers, that's a big question. What do you want to have? Archers better against the spearmen for sure, but maybe skirmishers might be the better option. I'm not convinced.
I think it's probably going to be archers in the short run because you have that gold. So, like in the very early game, gold is like a very abundant resource because you're not spending it on anything else. Whereas you do need the food for spearmen and villagers, and getting your upgrades out in decent times. So I kind of like the archer idea a bit more.
Viper now fighting. Microt back his scouts beautifully away from the spearman of Villese that is coming over. TaToH not with a lot of ranged units at the moment. Was he housed? I'm a bit surprised. He is sitting at 8 military. Both the Finns at now 9 and 8. Slightest advantage by the Finns.
For secret, yeah. Well, I guess in terms of kills so far, got 4 kills to 1 death in favor of our team here to the north. Everyone just going ahead taking deer, trying to get all the food they can to support their armies. No fletching or anything like that. No, I guess, stable, or I guess cavalry upgrades. No bloodlines for Franks, obviously. And yeah, just fairly even. People taking careful engagements.
Oh god, this is so intense. You really don't want to lose a single unit here. And yeah, you already mentioned KD way better at the moment for Team Secret here. Actually, it evened out a bit, 6-4, TaToH losing some. The Viper stays very active. He has the market. He should be the one really telling TaToH where to go. Same goes for the Max. Maybe being the leader here and telling Villese where they want to find good engagement. So far, not a single raid on the eco.
Oh. The Max very cautiously engaging right there. I feel like he could have gotten some more range unit kills with his scouts. But, I mean, when in doubt, Suomi will always tend to be more passive and not go for the riskier plays.
They are ahead in villagers. The Viper at only 16. Did he get wheelbarrow and I didn't catch it? No. So he idled his TC for sure. A bit surprising to me there. The Max with a better start here than the Viper. Same military amount, less villagers.
That is very uncharacteristic for Viper. I mean, usually his macro is immaculate, but yeah, just to down a couple villagers.
Might have been a conscious decision. He was housed for quite some time, my chat is saying. Okay, well, that sounds like the Viper as well. He's now going to the side. Let's take a look. Can the Max maybe get some quick walls behind there? Yes, he can trap this army. Might lose one villager, but the Viper should lose quite a lot here. Oh, man. Lots of HP losses. Not too many scouts lost, though. That was kind of okay for him.
Yeah, I would say that is pretty much... It was an okay trade. Nothing I think anyone's going to be crying themselves to sleep over. Maybe getting a little extra scout pick off. Nope, nice backup. Actually, the Max will be the one getting the scout kill onto Viper, dipping his hand into the cookie jar one too many times right there. And we see now the Max going over to his forage wishes, should be great for his food economy. And yeah, everyone else seems pretty even except the Viper, who's just randomly down 3 villagers.
Well, being housed does suck. I talked to him before NAC and thought, okay, what is your biggest weakness? And I told him, I think that you're housed too often. And he said, yeah, I'm only housed often because I stream. And if I don't stream, I'm not housed. And I was like, skeptical Hippo. Skeptical Hippo.
New Nilly emote coming with the narrowed eyes of the Nilly Hippo. I can see it.
And okay, uncharacteristic move from the Finns, actually splitting off, and he is at the right hand side, he being Villese. The Max is still in between his teammates, and oh boy, this is an Axe here. Ooh, let's take a look. Everyone at 24 villagers, TaToH 1 ahead, Viper 2 behind, and that army might get caught off guard. Let's take a look at the 2 spearmen. Is he maybe sniping this deer on the way out? Not really. Now catching the army off guard. The Viper is taking a good engagement. Spearman cannot really interact.
Yeah, catching a couple spearmen is nice, but none of the skirms died. But it looks like it feels like the army of TaToH is way larger, though. Just on paper. Okay, it looks like Villese is bringing in some reinforcements. Yeah, nothing too crazy going on. Everyone, like I was saying, just being very careful in how they want to take these, as a botched fight will instantly lose you this game.
Yeah, so true. It can easily snowball here. We are seeing some team walls being set up from both teams, and the Max now freeing his villager here. Do we see the big engagement? Let's take a comparison in army values. Super even. 873 HP to 864, so I have no idea how to call this fight.
It's all going to come down to who has the better control as a team, and yeah, it's gonna be the total determining factor. It looks like composition wise, there's a little bit more scouts for. Actually, no, they're pretty much even. What am I talking about? This is just all down to who takes the better engagement. Blacksmith getting denied a little bit for Viper. Max already has this up. He's even grabbing the forging upgrade, so maybe that could be the big determining factor. But TaToH getting fletching, so both teams are going to be having a blacksmith upgrade in just a few seconds. This is really close.
Villese already has fletching, so it would be 2v1 there. The Viper, he's around. I think he is ready to fight. He just finished his blacksmith as well. That could be a good intel for the Finch that they can take this engagement. They know the Viper is without any upgrades. Spearmen are now going to strike the engagement at the front. The Max not with the greatest positioning. He missed some hits here.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an awkward engagement, but oh man, I feel like Swomy is okay. Looks like Viper scouts are indeed getting cleaned up.
Oh, what Viper scouts! Now he's sending one more over, but yeah, that was a pretty good fight here. The Viper simply lacking those upgrades. He had forging, yeah, but no defense upgrade. Really hurt him in those fights. The Max didn't have it either, but, well, he avoided the shots a bit better. And now the tower rush starts. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, didn't see that coming either. Four villagers on stone here for Villese. And normally speaking, tower rushing is very strong on this map when you start with 200 stone. And I really don't see a whole lot of answer to a bunch of scouts. As long as the skirmishers do a good job focusing the spearmen, which indeed Villese is doing, I feel like the Maxes can just keep powering scouts and crush Viper.
I think so as well. Look at that. Those villagers super exposed trying to fight down this tower. I don't really see too much value there. And we don't have the highest spearman numbers for TaToH. The tower might go down eventually, but that's a lot of idle time.
Even less sniping the spearman with the tower right there. And yeah, just even if the tower goes down, you're already causing Viper a huge headache. And yeah, now all the skirmishers are dead. And now I don't know why the Max is retreating. He can just kill the skirmishers. Totally killed skirmishers.
Well, let's see about that. And he is moving in again. The Viper, I'm expecting a second stable from him. Indeed, let's take a look at the comparison of those team walls since both are disengaging. The Max, he did get some walls off, but not the full wall of left-hand side. A bit better. Who is chopping out to the outside? The Viper seems like 1 tree away. We have Villese 1 tree away. TaToH is already through now. And, the Max, he's pulling a Hera.
Yep. Actually, Villese is as well. Why?
Yeah, he did
These
start a bit
people have
earlier.
played these maps before.
It's their home map.
Yeah. It seems so strange.
Okay.
I don't get it.
TaToH, 21 military, the Viper at 3, lowest villager count for him, but Villese had some losses as well. Did we not see the villager losses, or what happened there? Was it the 5 forward villagers?
Yeah, it was the 5 forward villagers that died.
Ah, okay. I thought he would have gotten home with those when I checked the wood lines. And upgrades now for the Max, +1/+1. Already having 54 HP on his scouts. The Viper now going for the +1 defense as well. TaToH still with the dominant army force.
Yeah, TaToH definitely has been doing the best job as far as just like retaining his army. He's been getting good trades, but also just making sure he's been keeping as many of his units alive as possible. So that is putting him in a very nice position, even getting the scale mail armor upgrade for his spearmen. Obviously to better survive against the Max's scouts.
No.
So it's going to be...
The Max,
Ooh, whoa, big.
he created a small arena for himself, wanted to wall the Viper off, and can maybe do that. Trap all the scouts, quite a nice move here. And the Viper, he will lose that force. He's only at 9 military, so that will hurt him quite a bit. Meanwhile, some raids in the back. TaToH, he is having a problem. Mobility not playing in favor of the Team Secret at the moment, if all scouts are dying.
Exactly. I mean, the advantage in the army of Secret is that TaToH had more skirmishers, but now that everything's getting kind of pulled apart as the Max swooping in with these scouts, getting kills left and right. That is not at all what TaToH wants, and I think Suomi should be looking to be in a really strong spot. Viper having to rush up a defensive tower right now, but here comes both of the Suomi players, and this could be even more dead villagers.
Most of them still have full HP, at least the ones in the front. The tower should go up, in my opinion. 2 low HP villagers trying to get home. I think he should have minimal losses here. But yeah, another tower now coming from Villese. They are continuing with the aggression. Full out Feudal here. Clash of the Hippo.
Indeed, that is I think what you wanted, and this is what you're getting. And TaToH's trying to take a good engagement here. Does have lots of spearmen with the +1 armor.
And I think he killed a lot of those scouts, right? But only now 1 spearman left, and he is just lacking army support from the Viper. The Max and Villese, they're just going for it here. It's looking really good for them.
They are just pouncing on Secret. Just really not giving them any room to breathe, and it's working out so well for them. The Scout's going to be very easily taking down this defensive tower from Viper. That's going to just further put him behind. Looks like the Scouts are on stand ground, not going to be killing any of the villagers, but still. Seems like Secret just has absolutely no space right now. Looks like Viper was able to snag a villager from Villese, didn't get the wall to the edge of the map.
Oh god, this
and
is so
TaToH's Ward
intense.
Tower didn't really do anything.
Yeah, okay. That is getting cleared up. Maybe should just send 2-3 spearmen over there and should be pretty fine. Not sure, 1 scout there at the top. And another tower from Villese. He wants to deny all the farms from the Viper.
Which, you know, considering that the limiting factor in scout production is food, I think that's a pretty good idea. And this tower is going to be very good at accomplishing just that. The skirmishers are so terrible at killing villagers that if you just spam right-click on the tower, eventually it's going to go up, and indeed that is the case. And this is so bad for Viper. Max even clicking up to the castle edge is so good for Suomi.
Oh yeah, and look at the resource on the other side. A combined 100 food for the Viper and TaToH, so they're ages away from reaching castle age, and this looks incredibly good for the Finns, taking not only the home map of Team Secret, but also their own map.
Indeed, and yeah, honestly, it feels like Viper's been kind of the guy who's been falling behind in
the weak link of Secret.
Yeah, which it feels very strange to say, but I mean it's just how these couple games have been working out so far. Yeah, he doesn't really have any scouts right now. He has less than half the scout numbers of his opponent. Not on his way to the castle age. These scouts are going to be wrecking these villagers, and this is looking closer and closer to GG.
That was a pretty brutal raid here. Villagers now going back to the front. Low HP on them. They will even die to the tower here. And the Viper, he's suddenly down to 38 villagers. This is just so brutal. Meanwhile, TaToH, he doesn't have enough to save his teammate. And GG. Intense game number 2 again. The Finns are leading 2-0. What's happening?
And like a really decisive 2-0 is on top of that. 2 very quick games, both around the 25-26 minute mark game time. And it really comes down to just the Finns, both of them taking much better engagements. Prioritizing the right units, doing the right sort of little maneuvers on the battlefield. And just pulling further and further and further ahead.
Team wall in the end was nearly set up as well, and yeah, just beautiful engagement. Always stayed together. There was one spot where Villese was a bit caught off guard off the Max, but he only lost 2 spearmen, and that was it in the end. And from there on, beautiful engagement after beautiful engagement, and the Viper's simply a bit behind with his economy there.
Yeah, that still is pretty strange to me. Like, just randomly being 2.5 villagers behind, like just because you got housed, like that's not something we would expect from the best player in the world.
Not at all. And we have Chaos Pit now in the books. Score is 2-0 for the Max and Villese. Next map will be Coast to Mountain. I think this should be the home map of Viper and TaToH again, as well as what? Let me think about it. Yeah, I think it should be Viper and TaToH again. Then 2 home maps for the Max and Villese, and Acropolis and Rift Island should be again for Viper and TaToH. Let's take a look at the achievements here of game number 2. Another win for the Finns.
Yeah, I of course already X out of the achievements, but even if a lot of the achievements across the board looked at least fairly similar, it was just a matter of better engagements just across the board, killing the right units at the right times, taking that map control, gaining that momentum. In settings that are this aggressive, getting that early momentum is just game winning and so often. And yeah, played out right there as well.
Played that incredibly well for sure. Coast to Mountain, I think so many different options when it comes to opening strategies, civilization picks. I have to say that you are not allowed to build a barracks, archer range, or stable before you build your TC, though.
Okay, well, especially with medium resources, that could be some shenaniganry if that wasn't a rule. But Malians Chinese seem like they'd be a really good duo.
Mongols has been picked as well because you have so much hunt in the center as well. Japanese maybe contesting the water. We have seen DauT play Portuguese. You have so much more intel, right? It is tricky to scout because you're only starting with those two one range scouting camels. So Portuguese might be nice, contesting the water as well. Let's see. Hera saying Mongols Chinese might be a good choice in my opinion.
Yeah, Mongols Chinese always going to be good on these sorts of maps with nomad starts and hunts in the middle. It kind of reminds me of Steppe a little bit. But obviously there's the whole different dynamic with the mountain and the water bit. Coast. Yeah,
That's
that
true.
should be good stuff.
We
I really like
have
this map.
Kenny Rack and Frankie Omega. Thanks for $5 and €5. Welcome everyone from Stark Streams as well. I hope you enjoyed the show. 1 minute till the next game starts. 40 seconds now. Okay, I think everything should be set up here. And, well, I'm so excited to see how do you think is the mental mindset of Secret now? Do they think, okay, but like we lost the first two games, but we are still better? Or is it like, oh god, we might actually lose the series?
Secret probably has the best like mental fortitude of any team, I would say. I think they can make comebacks happen. I think they're not going to be tilted off their brains like AM would.
Yeah, that's probably true. I remember the WSVG finals where the Viper was trading by 2-0 or 0-2 in a best of 5, and he said, I was convinced I was still winning the series. Let's take a look how it is going to be approached, jumping into game number 3 here on Coast to Mountain. For everyone who doesn't know this map, you can see all the coasty area, a lot of free food in the center, and wood, gold, and stone at the very top. Civilizations, kind of as we expert casters predicted.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
coming in with.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Viper putting down the foundation for the barracks and then realizing that he wasn't allowed to do that, and then drawing back. Going to be actually placing the TC quite far forward into the middle savannah area, just getting all that hunt right away.
True. TaToH is the one going for the water approach here, playing Chinese. Thinks about the mountain a bit more. Villese, he is playing the barrack defense while the Max is going for the scouts here. So, who's going for the water? Villese. Okay. So, TaToH is playing water against Villese, but TaToH isn't building the barracks. So, should be better for him.
Yeah, I find that rather the barracks part to be rather strange. I feel like maybe it's just for defensive spearmen or something, but you can see just how much more aggressively oriented Secret is, which I really like. You can see Viper already like more forward on the map to begin with. Going to be just getting him in better spots to take all of this extra juicy hunt and sort of min-maxing your strategies, I guess you could say. With TaToH probably going to be totally focused on the water, as he does have the better economy for doing so, with all of those extra villagers. He's like 4 villagers ahead of Viper right now.
And
Whereas Viper, of course, going to be focusing on scouts.
could you tell me where the Viper is having his building? I'm really struggling to find where his wood went. He is at 130 wood. Only build a TC and 1 lumber camp. We should be starting with 500 here.
Wait, what? Why doesn't he have any wood?
Where is his building?
I don't see any foundations. Okay, he's building the stable right now. If he
Okay.
built the barracks before,
But yeah, you're getting the wood back if you cancel.
yeah, I was like wondering like if there was like any like special setting where it's like you lose the wood if you tried to build the barrack before the TC finished, but that would be kind of weird.
He
Yeah.
didn't open with the market either. Let me go in his point of view. I'm a bit surprised. What did he have? He has 2 stuffies? No. Okay, well, maybe I just need to do my math again. And... okay, now some water shenanigans here, but double dog even from Villese now going for some repairs. Looks good for him against TaToH on water.
Yeah, it's interesting that we see Villese going with the 2 docks and the barracks at home, whereas TaToH went with the market instead. I'm not really sure what the market is for in this instance.
I think a lot of vision as well. Knowing if he needs to wall, if he needs to build some spearmen, needs to pull villagers. And now we have the fight here. Viper is fighting with 5 of his villagers, but they are horribly positioned behind the deer here. Let's take a look. Another scout coming out, but the Viper, that's a bad fight for him.
Yeah, I mean, he was outnumbered like 6-2 or something, and that's just scout number 3 coming in. Viper, what are you doing? He's in a terrible spot, Nilly.
Oh, yeah,
Like, horrible.
He will have a lot of food income, though. And he can continue with the scouts. I'm a bit surprised.
Well, yeah, the thing is, yes, Viper has a lot of food income, but he's production limited to 1 stable. So long as Max's food income is not bad, which obviously it's not. I mean, he's Mongols and he has Hunt himself. He should just be able to continuously be ahead of Viper. Viper doesn't have a barracks. He can't even go for like spearmen or anything.
And he is
Like, this is just horrible.
okay, now scouts fighting off. TC is helping out. Okay, that is a good way for the Max to throw his advantage. Military count at the moment still 8-3 though. More scouts are coming in. Bloodlines now for the Viper.
Yeah, second stable and bloodlines on the way. That is how Viper take his advantage. Nice, cute little quick walls from him. Oh, not quite, actually. Quick walls were so nice until they weren't. And Max already has bloodlines.
What?
Oh,
He has
man.
bloodlines already? Okay, that explains quite a bit as well why he's taking those fights so nicely. And 2 more villagers going down. The Viper, he is 4 villagers behind the Max. Meanwhile, water fight is won by Villese as well. And is this a clean sweep for the Finns or what is happening? I can't believe my eyes.
It feels like Secret's not even showing up right now. At least not in the way that we're used to. TaToH's going for a blacksmith. Is he close to Castle Age? Sort of. Yeah, I guess maybe they're trying to go for the faster Castle Age, but I mean, Villese has 6 fishing ships right now, Nilly. His food income is going to be just fine.
Okay, finally the Viper is catching up here. 7 against 7 scouts. Can take the engagement or can he? Oh, the Max is now reinforcing a bit more. Now takes the fight here. I think this should be a bit better for the Snake.
Yep, Viper definitely taking a little bit of a better engagement, and indeed TaToH is going to be our first player up to the Castle Age. This is the sort of thing that Secret's looking for. They need to be taking these better engagements early on. It's been their Achilles heel so far. This is a really tough fight to call between Viper and Max. Oh god, who's gonna win? Viper?
Yeah, he will win, but very slightly so. And let's take a look at his resources. He's at 60 food, the Max at 3. So the Viper with a nice comeback here. 3 villagers behind. TaToH on the way to Castle Age, but we can see not too far away will be released with 600 food, 400 gold for him on the bank. KD actually, surprisingly, TaToH and Villese both with 4-5.
I don't even know how that happens.
Well, I think losing your scouting.
Oh yeah, yeah. Also, nice move there from Viper. Actually, destroyed the quick wall house from the Max, so should be snagging 2 villagers right here. This is the sort of thing that Viper gonna be needing to do. Nice move from there. Going to be somewhat paying the Max back for the earlier loss.
But now they're bugging out quite heavily here, taking a lot of losses. And, well, now wants to take the 5-3-3 fight, but the Max knows better. And how did we ever doubt the Viper? Now 8-9 military for him. He is somewhat on even footage. The big question is, though, can TaToH not allow Villese to get too far ahead on water. I think that should be one of his priorities.
Yeah, certainly. These 6 fishing ships are going to be absolutely devastating for Secret if they are not dealt with. And TaToH instantly grabbing the War Galley upgrade, but he doesn't really have much of a navy right now, as he has 2 ships. So will Villese have the time he needs to get to the Castle Age and get to his own ships? It's gonna be close.
It's
definitely gonna be close.
Dock number 3 here, and I think Villese will lose some fishing ships. Meanwhile, scout production just continues. The Viper going for yet another elephant. He's going for quite some. Might take another engagement. The Max goes for the +1 defense. Again, the Viper goes for the +1 attack first. What is better? I don't even know in Scout Wars.
I mean, in Scout Wars, the 2 upgrades obviously would cancel each other out. It's just a matter of the attack makes you a bit better at like picking off villagers, but the defense is better at well, keeping scouts alive and resisting arrow fire. So it's just a matter of, are you raiding or do you want to focus on unit retention?
I think there should be a better fight here for the Viper, I believe, right? He should have the better numbers. We can select that. He has the even amount. Villagers can maybe help out a bit as well. Tries to micro those back a bit, and this just feels like super even.
Yeah, it's so hard to say. But yeah, very even fight, like you were saying. Villese now in the Castle Age himself. What is his fishing ship count looking like? They are trying to sail for their dear lives. But again, it's because Villese took those better engagements on the water early on that he is going to have more ships to begin with. But here come the demo ships of TaToH, of course, having that extra 50% HP as Chinese. There's a few demo rafts here. Attempted splits are very nice, and looks like just a little bit of a disengagement on the water for the time being. Pretty even.
Let's take a look. TaToH now could move in. We see some connections here. Right hand side kind of okay. TaToH, not the prettiest one, but kind of okay. The Max now going for forging as well. The Viper has +1 defense. That's why he's taking this engagement. I think overall he should have 1 scout more. This is going good for him. I have no idea how he's getting all those resources, but apparently Mongols are good on this map.
Yeah, certainly. Third stable like now in for the Max, really wanting to try and come back in that scout number situation, but it is going to delay his Castle Age time. However, on the water, it looks like Villese is doing a very good job against TaToH. He was able to save all 6 of his fishing ships, so they're going to continue working for him in the background. You know, in an otherwise even scenario with the villager count compared to TaToH, Villese is just, with those 6 fishing ships, going to be in such a nice spot.
Yeah, that's true. That's really carrying him around. And let's take a look. The Viper, he has better numbers now. It tries to micro a bit around, and we have more production from the Max coming in here. And it feels like the Viper is slowly getting a nice advantage. So 8 military to 3 now, and he's maxing. Oh, yeah, he's killing the Max here.
Oh, he's maxing out his skills right here. Because, oh man, like, the Viper has been taking such beautiful engagements after such a disastrous start, too. It's really impressive that he's been able to claw this back without really any, like, counter units or anything like that, just taking raw, better fights left and right, and Max losing tons and tons of villagers at the front. Secret now reclaiming the score lead, and now we're kind of in a situation where Secret's a little behind on the water, but winning quite heavily on land.
Yeah, that's so good for him. And well, the Max in a world of pain here for sure. Massive amount of idle villagers, as you can see, 7 going down to 31 villagers, and even adding stable number 3. But that fight is not going in favor for him in the center either. Viper in full control here, and indeed the overlay adds fishing ship as well. You can see villagers and fishing ship here at the right hand side in the overlay for the capture age if you want to go for your traditional overview. Ondo is the place to go.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously, I'm not using Capture Age, so I'm just using the classic Villese spec overlay, which is fine for me. I'm getting the information I need to know. Although Capture Age is super cool, and I can't wait to see more of it. But yeah, I mean, Villese and Max, they're just so far behind right now, I feel. 26 vills for the Max, I mean. Oh, come on.
Yeah, that is so ugly for him. The thing is now, the Viper, he slowly needs to transition into Castle Age as well. I think queuing up more scouts doesn't really make that much sense. He's now going for a healthy food eco behind this as well. Quite nice to see that from him. And the Viper, he could maybe even... Let's take a look. find those villagers? Not for now. Oh no, has no idea about this.
He should have some sort of idea, though. I mean, obviously, Max has to be getting food or wood from somewhere. Maybe he thinks he's getting it in the far north areas, which would actually maybe make a bit more sense as they'd be protected by his teammate. But both of the Chinese players are on the 3 town centers, just kind of smashing fire ships and demo ships into each other. But still the fishing ships are alive for Villese, which is pretty surprising.
Oh yeah, that's what's really carrying him. And he has 2 less villagers and still feels like he has the better production. But TaToH, he's slowly coming back. How is TaToH having a 2-to-1 KD on water? That's surprising to me. Was it all demos?
I guess there was some demo ship hits that happened when we were looking at the Scout Wars. There's just action happening everywhere on this map. Yeah, actually, TaToH's gonna kind of wreck Villese right now. And, well, maybe not. Reinforcements did come in for our blue player, but a couple fishing ships did end up dying, so it is now down to 4 fishing ships for Villese. Even enough on water, despite TaToH taking some nice engagements. It's just Viper's so far ahead of the Bact. He's on 29 pop.
23 villagers, 7 scouts for him. Oh god, this is so ugly. And the Viper, he is up to castle age. Only now Horsecolor would have loved to see that a bit earlier with that amount of farms. The Max now could maybe squeeze in counter rate.
Yeah, I mean, although the base of the Viper is very aesthetically pleasing of a Mongol base, it does mean that all the villagers are very far away from town center and vulnerable to being attacked. The Max needs to go. Don't attack a farm.
Well, but that farm has 15 food left.
Very little food on it, and now he lost to Scout for free.
Okay.
Ooh, Villese is building a castle. That's going to be nice for him on land.
Well,
And is stable, interestingly.
mainly for defense, right? And the monastery, is he thinking about going up to him? Well, 900 food, 700 gold. So that's a good indicator, 400 stone behind that. But TaToH, he has enough stone as well. And now axing an area. I think that pretty villager will build a defensive castle there as well. Let's take a look. Are there any more friends coming? 3 more friends. Seems like a good tea party.
Always having a nice tea party when building a castle. It's really facilitates production, or so I'm told.
Yeah, keep up the morale high.
Oh yes.
Villese up to Imp, and he's taking bloodlines, so that will be Cavalier tech from him. Interesting.
I'm not sure what the Cavalier do.
They
like
can attack units on land with the sword.
Well, that is correct. But I don't see how it really puts them in a great spot to win the game. Like, I feel like if you're Villese, you just kind of have to go for like the big death ball push and just kind of win that way. I don't think you can kind of try and, you know, trade units for villagers and raid your way to victory. I think the Max is just too far behind for that.
Yeah, I think the Max won't contribute a lot here. He's at 128 food, 27 villagers. You're probably right. There needs to be one push, and the question is Cavaliers maybe the army that can win it 2v1? Because Chukunus will take some time, Traps will take some time, he needs to crawl his way forward, and he really needs to be sure that he's ahead of TaToH to make something happen there. Maybe with Cavaliers, he can just hope for some random holds and some big raids. With Chukunus, it feels very one-dimensional.
Yeah, it's just the thing is, and I guess obviously these players can disagree with me because, you know, I'm a pleb, but I feel like the Knights, you're not really going to ever do amazingly against your opponent's armies, whatever they make. Especially since both of your opponent's civs are camel civs. And eventually you're just going to... It's going to stop working. And you're going to raid, but you're going to be losing Cavalier in the process. Like, you're not going to have great army retention, I guess is the big point.
Yeah.
Cavalier.
Yeah, I think maybe a push from the hill area to castle their mass traps with his earlier imp might have been the better choice. Just trying to understand what Villese was thinking, but yeah, it just feels it's tricky to look good in this spot because he basically needs to win a 2v1 here.
Exactly, and it's not like he as the one, he's like super far ahead of the two. It's that he is essentially even with TaToH, if not slightly ahead. But like Viper is still very much a presence in this game, even if he's not as strong as Villese is. Just the Max is almost essentially dead.
And Villese lost all his fish as well, so TaToH won that. TaToH is walling some, goes for Choconews, and we still didn't see the raid with the Cavalier. The thing is, Villese even adding some heavy camels to kind of counter the Viper's army, which is even worse against TaToH's army, so I think, well, it's looking pretty good for TaToH here to ruffle stomp this game.
Yep. Totally agree, because TaToH is going for the slow roll with the Chukonu, which is, I think, the better strategy. And maybe if, like, Villese was far enough ahead with his Imperial Age timing, kind of going for that castle climb on the mountain section, I think that, honestly, that could have possibly worked, because his imp time was quite a bit better. And it's not like Viper's army can really take good fights against even just, like, say, Castle Age Chukonu with a Bracer. Like, that's still pretty tricky. Viper doesn't even have +2 armor himself.
Yeah, and chemistry now coming up for TaToH. That's solid damage output. Some beautiful walls from TaToH behind, but with a hole. But not even a committal here from Villese. He's losing his timing as well, and his army, I think, is only getting weaker and weaker now.
Yep. Like, the Max's army, it doesn't have great retention, like I was saying. And it's doing whatever damage it can, it's just not getting damage done. And he's losing units left and right. And TaToH is not. He is just slowly but surely amassing a bajillion Chukonu, which will eventually patrol across the map and win the game.
Yeah, and speaking of winning the game, that was a winning move as well here. Beautiful quick walls from both secret players here, trapping all the army, and Villese suddenly 1-2 KD. He's trying to advance with some traps, but won't have a lot of army to support that.
Yeah, TaToH getting elite Chukonu, rocketry, beautiful trap like you were saying. Actually will be losing this castle. So that's something for Villese. But that seems like not enough of a victory.
Oh, and conscription even cancelled there. We will have rocketry and elite Chukonu though. TaToH will get 2 more, or another castle up to 2. The Max will reach castle age now. How far away is the Viper from imping and contributing something? Because for now, well, he won't bring a scary army to the field either.
Yes, but Viper is on 80 villagers, and he's getting a castle up, and he'll get to Mangodai eventually. Yeah, it's going to take a little while. It's not like he has an economy bonus as Mongol in the Castle Age. I actually really would like to see Secret add more fishing ships, since they have very decisive control of water. And with this, the map size being larger in a 2v2, you can actually have plenty of fish left. Whereas, like, usually at this point in a 1v1, the fish would be running dry. Just a little something, but obviously Secret's still looking very strong.
Yeah, they didn't add a single fishing ship later on. That's a bit weird. Huh.
Yeah, I feel like that would have really, put them in an even better spot.
Villese now going for the big fight here at the side. Chukonu should have massive damage output. TaToH going for architecture. Did those traps not place themselves in range of the castle? Why are they though? Let's kill that outpost.
Thing where, like, you had to, like, retarget them, and, like, they take a second where they have to go through their whole, like, animation before they attack. Sometimes weird stuff like that happens, but that's a lot of elite Chukonu.
Yeah, camels completely vanished there though, but the traps are going down at the side. Beautiful positioning for TaToH. Most of the Cavaliers won't even find a proper engagement. The question is, do you want to focus down the Cavaliers or the traps? At the moment it feels like TaToH is deciding for the Cavaliers, meaning that he will lose the castle again. Not the greatest position in that, but all the army died, and TaToH with a beautiful play behind that, and both secret players kind of winning their 1v1 there.
Yep. I think that was pretty strong from Secret, considering that both of the Secret players were really behind in the Feudal Age, just like they were in games 1 and 2. But they turned something on, and they just started taking great engagement after great engagement. without really having any sort of like army compositional advantage. It was just like raw micro right there in a lot of cases. So that was really impressive, honestly.
Yeah, like how the Viper, he was so efficient, just very greedily went for every single elephant, every single zebra
Zebra.
there. Exactly. And, well, just kept his production rolling, tried to avoid fights, and in the end did take better fight. Well played by him. And TaToH, apparently great demo hits there as well.
Indeed. It's what he's known for.
And next map will be Continental. Viper and TaToH now bringing it back to a 1-2 here in the second semi-final. Coastal Mountain now in the past, and we will take a look into the achievements again. I hope you kept them open a bit longer this time.
Yep, totally.
Okay, then I will go over them. Viper with quite a lot of kills.
I was like even like
Yeah, go ahead.
15 seconds before.
Okay.
Because like I had already run through them a few times for my viewers.
Yeah, sorry. I'm always like zooming in, zooming out, trying to show some features, and then I need to close capture age and then go into the Woobly game to show the achievements. So it takes a bit more time, but yeah.
No worries.
Sorry.
Villese had a lot of food income from those fishing ships, but it just wasn't really enough, and obviously the Max falling so far behind in the late feudal age really was the big difference maker. And, oh man, we're already in the game.
No, we are not.
Wait, what?
Well, we are in the game, but I can show you Coastal Mountain.
This ain't right.
That ain't right. Japanese and Malian war is going to happen, and TaToH was the host. They went for Coastal Mountain again. Nothing to be seen here. Maybe we can talk a bit about Japanese and Malians war. What do you expect from both players here?
So Japanese and Malians, I mean, I think the Japanese are a pretty obvious pick for any sort of hybrid map, as you can just really take advantage of those super strong fishing ships. And on the land, it's a lot more sort of windy and choke pointy, where a ton of arbalests, halberdiers, and trebuchets can make a lot of stuff happen.
Yeah, I think so as well. Malians having their cheaper buildings, so you can go for the dock, you can maybe go for the archer range, the lumber camp, all together, and yeah, potentially get a solid defense and the contest on water rolling for yourself as well. The question is, will they still go for the big team vault? And I maybe could even see the Malians player go for a stable regardless.
Yeah, honestly, I think the Malians pick is a little bit stranger. I mean, Malians are very good because Malians are good on like every map, but I think Italians would have been a bit stronger, especially because you have the option for Japanese condos at that point. Like the Japanese player gets like a quick imp. Can be really strong.
Maybe Italians and Malians and go for champ cards. Or no, condo cards.
Condo Carls. Oh, that is a strategy that T West and I tried many moons ago in the 2v2.
I did that in the first ever like African Kingdoms show match. We did that.
There you go.
Like Regicide Fortress, double sling on me, condo Malian push.
Oh yeah.
We were super happy of that. Yeah. Yeah, if the enemy doesn't know what's happening, yeah.
And then condos got nerfed. And then we were sad.
Okay, the enemies went Malians twice. Jap Malians. Okay. That was actually lucky for them. So both picked Malians now. And they already showed Japanese and Malians before that, though. So I don't need to give them any hard admin decision against them.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite easy choice for me.
Just a fail.
Yeah, just a fail. Let me see if I can up myself. And yeah. Third ready. Yeah, okay, they're just okay. So the Max just informed me that they restarted because they picked Malians twice. So yeah. Viper and TaToH with a big fail there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This team, professional Age of Empires players right here.
Well, it's tricky to say professional Age of Empires player without falling into laughter, right?
Oh yeah, that's why I said it with a half grin on my face.
Liquid Egg product. Thank you so much for $25. Nearly sell out. Thank you so much for supporting the tournament.
But yeah, what are there any other water maps in this pool that like
Uh,
you'd save Italians for later?
We have Golden Hill, which is not going to play it in this series. We have Rift Islands, which could be an option.
Italians could definitely. I think you definitely might want Italians for Rift Islands.
Vikings might be an
Italian
option as well.
Vikings, Malay. Harbor Spam's super good on that map.
Yeah, Malay though, they lose one of their biggest advantages, the extra two
That's
villages
true.
advancing to Feudal Age, because you already are in Feudal Age.
Yeah, that's a good point. Didn't think of that. Rip Malay.
Well, Rip Mayans as well. The civilizations play a bit differently, and I like
Yeah,
that as well.
it does change things up a little bit. It makes it pretty interesting.
I still feel Portuguese are really sexy here as well. If you don't want to open with the market, if you open with the market anyways, Portuguese kind of lose a bit of value.
Yeah, but you always want to pick Portuguese.
Yeah, I do. I think they're honestly one of the most underrated civilizations.
I know, and I think they're pretty good as well.
And that's even before the Viper came up with his random oil and gun masterpieces.
No, I think organ guns are good, but I don't even think I think like on water they're actually like really strong. Like late game water, they just kind of dominate.
Yeah,
I was casting one match where it was like elite longboat versus elite caravel, and the caravels just kind of shred the
yeah.
longboats
They are
because the
the perfect
longboats like
counter.
bunched up
Yeah,
more than galleons.
yeah, exactly. That's why we had ECL Rift Island as well, and we always had Portuguese to counter the Vikings play.
There you go. Now, if only if Heresy had ever won
Oh, any rounds ever to go
any
back.
round.
No, it wasn't like me picking it. It was teams picking it. It wasn't me. No.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm not sure if you were on Heresy at the time, but I remember casting Rift Islands with Heresy against Secret with you.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember that. Age crash for me. So
Oh no.
yeah, it's not the biggest thing, right? And it's not like the action starts early in Age of Empires.
Nope,
Oh,
not
wait.
except unless you have the Feudal Age start.
Oh
Immediate
wait.
resources.
Oh wait. And Capture Age is getting opened now as well. I'm not sure if it's the mod, but we will finish that day without any more changes here. And well, let's jump into it here. Game number 4, Continental on the way.
Indeed, that is the case. Mirror Civs. Eventually, we got there in the end, and that's what counts. We will have TaToH in the red as the Japanese to the west, Viper in the yellow as the Malians to the south, already with the market stable play. And to the east in the blue, already with the archery range and the blacksmith on the way, will be Villese. And finally, the Max with his own stable, but dock instead of market, will be the Malians as well.
So 4 different approaches here apparently. Market stable by the Viper, stable plus dock by the Max. So a bit more economy approach. And TaToH, he completely ignores land, but had a nice wall for himself.
Yeah, TaToH had a very nice wall. And honestly, most of these players should have very nice. Continental kind of have this... it kind of looks like one of the cubes from Portal. It has like the circle in the middle and then the lines.
Ah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Anyway, that's my my random interpretation of map design, as apparently I do all the time. But yeah, as you're saying, TaToH with the much heavier water focus, but I really like the Max just coming in right away with the fire galley, and then not targeting fishing ships, which is a little awkward.
TaToH will get his fire galley, and yeah, I think that's most of the time a win for the guy who builds the fire galley second, because you simply can attack a bit earlier. Now the move in here from Villese with his archers. The Viper, he needs to get his walls up pretty damn quickly. Otherwise, his walls might get knocked down.
Yeah, and I think he'll probably struggle to get it at least fully walled.
Well, actually, he has 4 scouts, right? He can just take the fight. 4 scouts against 4 archers there.
Yeah, well, the fletching's in, and some of the scouts are low HP, so maybe it's a little bit tricky. But overall, I think it's fine. I think Viper already took a good fight against Bless.
He had an opening there. Archer's now in, taking 1 hit. The Viper is trying to buy himself a bit more time, but that's only 86 HP away from the archers breaking in here.
Yes, but the villagers have the good old contingency walls coming in, and I think they fine because I don't think you can target the contingency gate before knocking down the primary gate.
Yeah, might be another hole somewhere there. Let's take a look. Viper just goes for more and more walls, buys himself a bit more time. Low HP villagers, though. Interesting.
Yep. But Viper is going to be escaping with all the villagers intact, importantly. Looks like kind of normal back and forth on the water. But of course, since TaToH opened with pure water, whereas the Max went for sort of this hybrid approach where he went for the scouts and the water, Max only has 1 fishing ship as opposed to the 3 of TaToH, which are on top of that Japanese fishing ships and even going to be more efficient.
Speaking on top of things, look at the gold here for Villese. That was horrible. He even needs to lead to his mining camp after losing 3 villages already. The Viper might get all the gold villages here, and Villese with his not complete vault is completely getting wrecked. Oh boy, this was horrible for him.
Did he not realize that there's another entrance to his base?
I checked it. His point of view said he did scout it, but, well, no reaction after that, apparently.
That just... I don't understand. Like, you can't just play totally open when you know your opponent has scouts. Nice TC fire, going to be getting a couple of scouts. But very strange, and that was, you know, pretty significant loss there for our blue player.
Yeah, all his gold completely gone. He is not on water at all. I think this is the spot where the Viper wants to maybe... Well, he doesn't have a lot of food income at the moment, right? 3 villagers on sheep, all the rest on wood. I'm a bit surprised by that. Let's take a look. Food income, very limited for the Viper. Now goes for his berries.
Yeah, kind of running out of food, as you were saying. Doesn't really have any farming income. Just now building the mill. Just totally focus on the scout production, but eventually just kind of run dry on resources. But here's an interesting play. The Max did build a transport ship, and in the little river thing, going to be able to see the transport over. Looks like TaToH did a nice job of scouting it, though. Looks like the good old contingency walls once again saving the day.
Oh, feels so bad for him, and look at that. Well, only 106 HP though. He can break this. Yeah, he will be able to break this.
Before TaToH gets you know, the super contingency walls.
I predict a fail. I predict a fail from TaToH. That's 3 openings still. Still 3 openings.
Still 3 openings. You're right. 31 HP. Okay, 2 openings.
Okay, I was wrong. It's still TaToH.
TaToH's pretty good at this game, I'm told.
Oh, I heard the same. Okay, but now the Max could come over here, and they could just pressure that gold area as well. Let's take a look. Well, we have some more aggression coming over here. Now first skirmisher from the Viper trying to get back onto his berries. Still not the greatest eco for him, but still way more villagers working for Villese, for example.
Yeah, exactly. And a little confused as to what Viper's doing. He has 2 military and 2 skirmishers.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of food income, right? He didn't opt for the dog, didn't go for any boars or something. One was on the outside, the other one apparently eaten. And then 8 sheep are consumed pretty quickly. Didn't really go for gold and, well, just needs to settle down with his eco first. Oh, and I predict the fail and we somewhat got it. Villese is in.
Well, it looks like it was just because the palisade was 1 tile and TaToH didn't have the ability to get the wall behind it. But yeah, this is still very nice for our blue player. It's definitely something that I think Suomi really wanted right now. This is a very awkward idle economy for TaToH. He does have the archery range, does have fletching on the way, but still not many skirmishers on the field for him. Viper, I guess, coming over to try and support his teammate, but the Max might be trying to swoop in with these scouts. Viper even deleting his walls. Oh, that's not good for him.
Getting snagged here, and the scouts are going through. Quick wall won't happen. The Viper is going back, shouldn't lose the second villager, but still, that's pretty ugly for him. Needs to pull a lot of villagers. This is a very messy and open game.
Totally right now, and Secret just doesn't have much of an army. Like, Viper just didn't have much of an army. TaToH's army was on the wall. Great for him. I mean, he has these 4 fishing ships, which is nice, but yeah, you need to defend yourself on land. I mean, that's just sort of the nature of Continental. It's, you know, pretty much the truest hybrid map in terms of water and land being of relative equal importance. It does make it very hard to play, but I see another villager going to be killed by Villese. And yeah, I kind of like Suomi's stance right now.
Yeah, they're truly the aggressive one. Let's take a look. Fletching now for the Viper. Tries to go for some walls again. Too late here. And more scouts around. Look at that. 6 scouts. They can do quite some damage. 3 archers are coming over as well. That means the spearman won't do much. Well, the Max will even take the fight here. And the Viper, I think he will lose quite a lot of villagers here.
Yeah, unfortunately, the 1 extra Pierce armor that the Malian Spearman actually did save him. The random extra Pierce armor totally saved the Spearman right there. Just as I was saying that, it wouldn't be enough, but it turned out it was enough just in that one instance.
And he gets to kill the scout now. Oh no, only 1 hit off. Okay.
Rip.
Could have gone for some more healing.
Yeah, actually, Viper has gone onto the water right now. So he does have 3 fishing ships. TaToH has actually doubled his fishing ship count to 8. So that is going to be a very strong economy for Secret in the long run. It looks like the skirmishers of TaToH were able to mop up all of Villese's archers, so that's going to be really good for him. So it's a matter of if Viper can stabilize. I think Secret's going to be the one in the driver's seat as we get to the Castle Age.
Water won by TaToH quite nicely as well. Villese didn't even try to go for water. And indeed, if they stabilize, the eco might be better in total. As you can see, 82 workers to 66. So economy, way better than I expected for Team Secret.
Yeah, it's just the matter of those fishing ships. 10 fishing ships for TaToH, 4 for Viper, versus 0. Just 0 for Suomi.
Yeah. TaToH has a transporter on the field. That's interesting. Wants to land some of his archers, and that could be pretty ugly against the Max, who doesn't have a lot of stuff over at the other side because he went over to the Viper, even with all his other scouts, and he is mopping the Viper, though.
Yeah, the Viper is kind of getting rolled right now, so it might be one of those situations where TaToH is in a super strong spot individually, but his teammate's kind of dead, and it's just kind of a matter of, can TaToH win the 1v2? But this is a situation where TaToH is in a very strong spot and could, you know, definitely win a 1v2.
Well,
but the Viper's not totally dead, even...
The Viper still has more villagers than the Max and Villese, right? So even if he's in some troubles, it's far away from looking super bad for him. TaToH is going to the Castle Age, the Max as well. And now let's take a look. TaToH, is he getting his landing? Where is he landing? Okay, even goes around. What can he see? Okay, doesn't see that much. Where would be a good spot to go into? The woodline here now. Should scout that. He should snag some villagers.
Yeah, I don't see how he couldn't get at least these 3 villagers. I mean, yeah, there's only there's 1 skirmisher, which is lessening the killing power, but still going to be getting some villagers at a minimum. And notably, everyone is on their way up to the Castle Age. TaToH, Max, and Villese, not Viper. So he's still behind in that respect.
Okay, 200 food for him, 150 gold, has 43 villagers or 43 workers, did build another dock, so they know how far they're ahead in water and abusing this quite nicely. The Max still contesting the water a bit, but it seems like TaToH is winning quite nicely there. TaToH stays annoying. Can he maybe raid the gold at the top? The Max, I think 2 scouts should be fine to clear this up.
Oh, yeah, Max coming back with his scouts should be fine in that respect. We do have Villese actually going to be making a play back onto the water. 2 docks for him on the east side of his base, so hasn't made any sort of play to the water up until right now. 2 villagers on the stone for him, so he's looking to be in a okay spot to just sort of get his macro up and rolling. And he is, of course, ahead in Viper on that particular matchup. But yeah, TaToH instant gill nets upon getting the Castle Age. Right after Crossbow and Bodkin, of course. They know where their priorities lie.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. Landings are still an option. TaToH has some vision over here. Transporter is maybe coming back. Yes, he is. TaToH even goes for yet another dog. That should be dog number 4 for him even. And I just found a glitch in capture rate.
Oh,
Well, we have a landing in the top here for TaToH. What is that monastery? In the top of the max space.
Oh, whoa! I was looking all over. That is weird. It's actually the Max is going to be scouting it like instantly. That's a bit awkward. I guess he's trying to go for the monks against the knights, but there's so many scouts left
cancel
over.
that monk here. That won't be the happiest monk ever. Instantly going down. Oh god, that's a waste of resources. He didn't lose too much.
That was
though.
not a life well lived. So, yeah, Monastery going to be taken down instantly. That was just kind of strange. But TaToH is up to 3 TCs, still has those 13 gill-netted Japanese fishing ships. Viper having 11 himself, around halfway up to the Castle Age. I think we're going to need to see Villese make something happen with this play on the water. Because, yeah, I think they really need to start to deal with the fishing ships.
Not the prettiest to see expansion from Villese here, and well, you say he needs to make something happen. He still has a flock of crossbowmen as well, and might be able to deal some damage here. I think the Viper, he just needs to run back a bit, maybe some more small walls, pull the gold villagers away, and well, I think 4 knights should just do the damage here as well.
Yeah, he's got the 2 stables. I think he'll have bloodlines and +1/+1. That should be fine. Just wall yourself in, make sure you're nice and safe. However, he will be very much likely going to be losing all of his fishing ships, at least a lot of them. So that's going to be a bit of a problem for him, but still Secret looking to be in such a strong spot on the water. And now the Max actually with the forward siege workshop going for the cavalry push on the land. Not really sure who he's going to be going for, TaToH or Viper.
I think it should be TaToH, otherwise the Siege Workshop would have been more into the direction of our player in the yellow trunks here. Skirm's getting sniped in the back, Knight production now starts. The Viper even goes for +2 defense. I think he should be a good support here for TaToH in the center. Villager count still looking better for them, as we can see, roughly 30 workers ahead there.
Yeah, that's obviously massive, and it just all comes back down to these fishing ships. TaToH going to be able to help out the Viper at least a little bit, although Viper's fishing ships are starting to be taken down by Villese, but only 2 docks is not, like, amazing ship production for this stage in the game. And now Viper himself going to be getting gill nets. Their economies are just still looking so much stronger.
Did TaToH actually add some stuff at the top there? No, I don't think so. And yeah. Do you think there might be a timer on the Max and Villese where they need to do damage to the center?
I mean, I think that timer is like halfway ticked down at this point. It's the longer this goes on, the less and less it's going to be favoring them. Yeah, Viper's villager count is pretty low, but TaToH, I mean, he has the highest villager count on top of all of his fishing ships. That is just not great at all. Viper even going to be coming in here with these +2 defense knights. That's a pretty nice engagement shot for Villese. Even the Max helping out his teammate with the quick balls in the back. That's a cute little move right there.
Oh, wasn't that pretty? Look at how beautifully those crossmen are positioned, and that's should have been a mop-up, but beautiful team play there. Now the monks are helping out as well, and the attack towards TaToH. Let's take a look how he will be able to defend this.
Well, Siege Workshop on the way for him. He has several crossbowmen, as well as, just inherently having these TCs and walls. And the nice thing for TaToH's base is that there's only, I guess, really one way to effectively attack, and that is right through the front right now. So the raiding potential is rather minimal. And, of course, with just a few war galleys, TaToH can bombard all these units from the shoreline. Just has to be careful of the monks, of course.
Oh, and he should be careful of those monks. We see the 2 conversions happening, and it seems like TaToH isn't microing back properly here. And we have 1 conversion and 1 dead monk. The one that was converting the war galley.
Indeed, we'll have TaToH with the defensive watchtower coming in. Of course, guard towers would go a long way in terms of stopping this aggression, but Viper, he's actually just going straight for Villese, trying to smash down this house wall, and looks like a little bit of a fail from Villese. Doesn't really have another house queued up, which he needs to. Defensive monastery on the way, but you need another house, man.
That's sloppy by him. Or are we not seeing or missing something? Not really. He is in now, and that will be some dead villagers. An underreaction for sure by Villese.
He had plenty of time for that. That wasn't like one palisade game that, if you were looking away for 5 seconds, you were screwed. Like, he had time. And yeah, now the knights are in. The monk is going to take around, a little under a minute, I think, to make. Oh boy, this is more and more villagers.
TaToH preparing a demo here as well. Let's take a look. Can he take the fight into crossbow? Yes, he can! Oh, 5 crossbow going down against 1 demo. And that's also putting a lot of fear in the head for the Max and Villese. That's just TaToH things for you.
Oh yeah, that is totally just TaToH things. Now I think Secret's really in the driver's seat this game.
Oh man, Villese losing so much at home as well. Population now 200 broken against 160 only. They will try one last push against the Viper, I believe, but he's already set up to defend with siege workshops as well. TaToH on the way to Imp.
Yeah, 31-minute Imperial Age time. Not half bad in a game that's, you've been under a decent amount of pressure and have not just been free booming. So, yeah, those are Japanese fishing ships for you.
First big mangonel shot. Can he get in the second one off? Oh god, 1-for-3 trade. That's a pretty good start for the Snake as well. And that slows down the push of the Max massively.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Viper, he just needs a few more knights to defend. And he'll be totally fine. Another mangonel coming in. High ground definitely helping out the Max right there, but it looks like it's a 1-for-1, which should be favoring the defender, in this case, of course, Mr. Viper. Scouts running in, probably gonna get like a villager kill or something, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the Max is committing there. Now Camel to defend this off. The Viper, he's not producing a mangonel at the moment, as we can see in the overlay. And, well, fishing ship count 22 still taking away. Overall worker numbers are just significantly better. 50 more for Team Secret. But now, let's stay in this game, Castle.
Don't kick me out of this game, Castle. Oh man, this is a YOLO castle if I've ever seen it. Which, I mean, if you got to do whatever you can to stay in this game, if you're Suomi, you're super far behind, and you got to do something. So that's probably one of the better things you can do in terms of actually staying in this game. Few knights are here. There is a monk to help out defensively. I think the castle should come up.
I think it should not, right? 70% here. Mangonel is coming over at the wrong side, though. Villagers trying to get this one up here. The castle's at 80%. I think this is a very special one. G to the G for those villagers trying to get the castle up. Stopped at 91.6%. Another monk trying to join here with some conversions, but that was the mega rip for sure. Another monk trying to get some more stuff done, but the Maxi needs to send more villagers over. Let's take a look. Is he doing that? Yeah, a lot more coming even. The Viper, he should know about that though. He shouldn't stop with his production. Maybe even some walls in front of there could be something.
I think that's what these 3 villagers are for, Nilly, and indeed that is the case. A couple of quick stone gates coming in. Yeah, a couple conversions went off, but the important thing is that this castle is not going up anytime soon, and this is very, very swiftly approaching GG. I mean, Max is clicking up to the Imperial Age. What's TaToH doing? He's got Arbalests coming out. They're even almost fully upgraded. Castle forward for him. There's nothing going to be stopping TaToH anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree. He is a solid pop 153. The others around 90 or 100. The castle now from the Max a bit further back. Lucky thing for them is that Secret isn't seeing it yet. I'm at 36 minutes 40 seconds.
I am just 10 seconds ahead of you.
Okay.
So that's not too bad. But TaToH is actually also landing on the right side. A lot of villagers. Thought those would be Arbalests, but I guess it's going to be for some forward building. Defensive watchtowers coming in for the Max, but that's certainly not going to be super effective against this castle that's coming forward. Max even getting in guard tower. Oh man.
The tower is way off as well. Won't even reach the villagers.
Well, the tower was built before the castle
okay,
started.
okay.
But unfortunately, the Malian team bonus of the faster university researches will not save them.
The watchtower. No. You needed Korean range there. That would have been the only
Yeah.
option. Now Arbalest landing. Let's take a look how TaToH can micro this down. Actually, it does quite a lot of damage against Castle Age Knights here as well.
Yeah, this is pretty over. There's the GG.
Yeah, nothing else to be expected here. Arbalest just too strong here, and well, Villese not even up this time. The Viper was. He had 40 Cs ticking for himself, and what a beautiful play. TaToH with a lot of walls did hold quite a bit. The Viper, he was in some problems, but always walling at the right spots and could defend the 2v1, while TaToH convincingly won the water. The Max with the stable plus dock approach. Probably the questionable thing here from all the openings.
I think you want to commit harder to one approach or the other. Kind of like how in the Coast to Mountain game, we saw Secret kind of min-max what they wanted to do, with TaToH just fully going on water and Viper fully going on land. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing in this game, and I just like that approach.
Whew. And yeah, I think so as well. It also was a pretty nice wall off for TaToH. Compare that to the trickier wall off, surely, for Villese, who had the easy wall off in front of his base and then one further away that he actually scouted, but kind of forgot apparently.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit of a trickier wall, but you can do that wall. You just have to walk a little further.
Yeah, and he had the map control because he was out with the archers for such a long time, right?
Exactly, which makes it even stranger.
Tricky. Okay, now we will have 2-2 Continental in the books, and we are basically down to a best of 3 graveyards at Team Acropolis and Rift Island next. So this could be another long game here. Probably the most boomy map of all coming next, and I will take a quick look into the achievements again. The Viper, the guy with the most kills on both sides, had a lot of losses, and well, the DauT castle in the end was pretty sweet for him as well. TaToH with the best eco.
Yeah, by far. I mean, he had the space to work with, and he had the water control. He was under a little pressure on land, but was able to shrug it off, I think, quite comfortably. And able to get that, pretty nice Imperial Age time in. And yeah, Arbalest's good. A lot of credit to Viper though for that defense, because that is not a hard, or that is a hard defense to make.
True. Yeah, and then very greedily went for water, wasn't punished by it because we had Villese not going for water or very late, and the Max losing the water to TaToH. So yeah, absolutely beautiful approach there.
Yeah, certainly. So as we move on to the graveyard, we've seen Ethiopians from one of the teams.
We've seen Mayans as well.
We've seen Mayans
from MBL. Slavs might be an option.
Yeah, we've seen Franks from these players already on Chaos Pit, so Slavs, Mayans seem like a really good combo. I think the problem with picking a not Mayan Civ is that Mayans are good against our Civs. They're like Vietnamese, but like good.
We also have to also think like the strongest scout civilizations should probably be safe for Team Acropolis, right? Because we're starting with 2 scouts there. So maybe even keep Magia Slav for Team Acropolis.
Well, we saw the Persians pick not work out too well.
Well, that was result-oriented.
Yeah. I think the team that has Indians left, I forget which one.
I think it should... Oh, God. I don't know.
Yeah, no, like, whichever team has Indians left, I think like Magyar would be a good combo. Wait, we saw that from one of the teams earlier. We saw that from MBL and Nicov earlier. I think that's a really good combo for Team Acropolis.
Both picked Indians on Arabia.
Oh, they both picked
That's
Indians
what
on Arabia?
one person says now. The other
Well,
one
chat is
says
always
Some
right.
as Indians. Both picked Indians on Arabia? Okay, that makes sense. Should have done a list here, but that would have been another overlay, and I felt like let's go without overlays here and just cleanly comment on those games and act surprise.
Yeah. I am on like 3 hours of sleep. I ain't got no energy for overlays.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true. Semifinal.
Minute 20, we will be getting into this game.
Thanks for another 10. Drive and kill.
No,
Thanks for
no
2 months
Aztecs seen yet. Aztecs are a pretty common civ on this map due to the plethora of relics.
Yeah,
Definitely an option.
I think there are 21 relics.
21 relics. Wow.
Yeah, Capture H counted next time for me.
I think Aztecs could do really well here.
Yeah, but the opening isn't that easy, right? We didn't see any reasonable eagle openings yet, and archers aren't that sick.
That's true. I think you can probably get away with it a little bit more on graveyards though, but we'll have to see. Get into game number 5. As you're saying earlier, effectively a best of 3 at this point between Suomi and Secret. Of course, winner will move on to the finals of face Nicov plus MBL. Been pretty back and forth series so far. I think pretty decisive games, one way or the other, interestingly. But we will have TaToH here in the red for Secret as the Ethiopians. Certainly nothing new, already with the archery range. And his teammate will be Viper in the yellow as the Persians, going for a stable plus market approach that we've seen pretty much every time from him. And their opponents will be TheMax, actually going for the Magyar pick right now, surprising us a little bit. And finally, of course, we will have Villese in the blue as the Britons. Pretty standard stuff. Nilly.
Okay, so 4 different civilizations, and well, TaToH, as we can see, he started with 400 food and 400 gold and a lot of food in the bank as well. So his eco should be pretty good. Can go for double bit X quite nice and early. TheMax, well, we've even seen players do a double stable opening with Magyars. In the show match, Fianor and Melkor went for that. For now, TheMax, he thinks about scouting the map a bit more, did do a pretty small wall for himself, and is now getting some more idea here at Clash of the Hippo 5, the 2v2 tournament of your dreams.
Don't let your dreams be memes, Nelly. That's why you made this tournament.
Indeed.
So, what do you think of these civs? I love seeing 4 different civs. I think it's the most interesting. And kind of have sort of 2 sort of stereotypical cavalry civilizations versus 2 stereotypical archer civilizations. But do you think one set of teams has the edge, or one set of players has the edge?
Honestly, I don't really know. I just feel like Magyars should be better than Persians, but Magyars are even better on Team Acropolis, in my opinion. Although we have seen people wall quite a lot. Let's see if the Viper can wall this up. Oh, my heart. He really timed that well.
You do this to me, Viper.
Oh god, he paused with the villager there. He wanted to get his scouts in and then wall that area, so it was absolutely intended, but oh boy, was that close.
Oof. All right, now that my heartbeat has returned to normal, I do agree. I think that Magyars are good here, but I think that as the game goes on and we get more and more towards the late game, I think Persians are going to be really strong. They're going to have a much better economy in the mid game. Like if we can see Viper get up to Castle Age without taking a ton of damage, I mean, I think that's really when Persians can start to pull ahead of Magyars just because their economy is so strong. And then Ethiopians versus Britons. Like I've cast a ton of doubles age, and I've seen this matchup between like sort of 2 of the strongest archer civilizations, and I just feel like it just all comes down to like what part of the game you're talking about, where it's just the longer it goes on, it's better for Ethiopians.
Yeah, potentially. I love that Britons have the extra range. Maybe it can do some shenanigans. Should be very minimal lag here as well. Is the Viper really getting that board from that far away? That's interesting. Goes for even some blocks. This guy is crazy. Goes for some, I think that was intentional block. And moving away with his army. Needs some help from TaToH. So far, Suomi, they're together and Secrets apart for now.
Yeah, that's usually a pretty poor sign in a 2v2 at this stage in the game. Military counts are exactly one ahead each for TaToH and Viper, but Suomi has burst through, and they do have the power of Magyar scouts. Is Max going to commit running through? Well, he is going to at least snipe a villager, not wanting to commit fully into wrapping around. But now TaToH has arrived, so it will allow Secret to take this strong position on the hill. Also has the slightly faster firing archers in an actual shootout against Villese, but Viper wanting to pounce right now.
And he is pouncing through all those archers. TaToH is moving away quite nicely here, and all the archers with a horrible engagement here for Villese. The Viper, yeah, he will lose his scouts, but TaToH will keep all his archer numbers up, and this will be beautiful for the later fights. Yeah, the Viper lost some of his crossbowmen, some of his villagers there before, but after that, a beautiful, beautiful move for sure, and a great engagement. I think giving them the advantage, although they're behind in villagers.
Yeah, 17 vills for Viper, and he's Persians. That seems like he had some idle time again.
Yeah, I think he's heavily housed, as we can see, 25 out of 25. And he lost, I believe, at least one villager with the raid there, and... well, let's take a look now, trying to squeeze through this. Military count 6 and 6 against 8 and 8. Secret, they still can do some damage here.
Yeah, certainly. The Max with a really weird little hole in that wall. Yeah, and TaToH running on through. Since Villese lost all those archers, it just makes these engagements so much trickier for Suomi, as really the archers represent the big damage dealers in these sorts of engagements. The scouts are just kind of meat shields and tanks for each team. And yeah, it's going to be, how do you even approach this if you're the Max? Okay, we have Villese coming in, but obviously so many,
he could be caught off guard here with those archers, and now the Max is even opening the area where the Viper and TaToH maybe wanted to get in anyways. Maybe a snipe on that villager, not really happening, and let's take a look. What do we see on the field? A bit better army for... it's actually pretty even. I would say the Max and Villese in a slight advantage.
Yeah, it's the 9 military, everybody in this game right now, just with the better economy for our Suomi players, as you were saying. And with Max closing up the hole north, there's still a hole to the east. I mean, this map is wallable, but it's not like BF level closed, so you definitely still have to be a little bit careful, which is why we're seeing all this feudal aggression, and actually bloodlines coming in here for the Max, so that is going to be play here for our Cyan player, wanting to use that to take a good engagement.
Yeah, could probably trigger his engagement for sure. Max, he will lose a farm, but only with 15 food on it, so not the worst thing. Viper, he cannot afford bloodlines here. He's just lacking the gold for it, did buy himself all the food. And now we see Villese is coming over with more and more army. This will be a fight that I believe should go in favor for the Finns, and not even too close.
I totally agree. Sort of an underrated bonus for Britons that I absolutely love is their faster working ranges. I mean, I think it's, almost on par with the Hun bonus, as just stables are probably just a little bit more used than archery ranges, but I mean, it's good. Even if you fall behind a little bit, you can catch up in archer count. We can even see that Villese is now ahead of TaToH despite losing the archers prior, and this is going to be an easy mop-up for our Finns, as you were saying. That was just really nice.
Yeah, the Viper even decided, okay, that's a fight we can never ever win. Maybe if I preserve some of my scouts, I can do some damage. You will die. Okay, we are both walled at home, so that should be fine in the end, but... ooh, let's take a look. If Villese is walling himself quickly here or having the archer defense, I think that should be fine for them. Let's take a look. Some more quick gates. Oh boy, he's good as well.
Yeah, those are some really pretty quick gates. Yeah, great reaction time for our blue player. And yeah, I think Suomi has a slight lead right now. They have 1 to 2 villagers advantage, have the slight upgrade lead as well. And if they can force another fight here somehow, that's going to be even better, just sniping one more scout on the road. But TaToH going to be, I assume, clicking up fairly soon.
Yeah, the fastest one with 400 food, 400 gold there. We have Villese with 400 food, but not having the high gold numbers. Only 5 on gold for him as well. So archer production not the fastest at the moment. TaToH now adding archer range number 2. I think he looks a bit better. The Viper, he stays deep into Feudal Age, went for Bloodlines, and now the +1 defense for his cavalry.
Yeah, something I actually didn't realize about TaToH is he was only on the 1 archery range that entire time. Like, just now finished the 2nd archery range. Has only produced 1 archer. So that was like another way that Villese was able to quickly catch up in terms of archer count. But of course, in not having to spend all those resources on archers, he was able to bank up 4 Castle Age, and we're seeing him click up 15-13. Quite nice for him.
And now they therefore gave up the lead in army count, and that's a scary army by the Max and Villese. Viper even walls behind there again with 3 villagers. Does not want to have this army in his eco. Loses 1 villager, loses 2 villagers. It's a bit sloppy there. They're all a bit greedy. Trying to get that amount of HP on his house.
Yeah, and now Viper are going to have to come in with the Watchtower. Had to buy stone, of course, as he does not start with enough stone.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this could be really bad. This is what happens when one player for the greedier Castle Age without focusing much on the military, because now the archers can focus the village. Archers can.
Let me help you. You wanted to say archers can archers can. Okay, now archers can focus down on the palisade gate, but the Viper with the wall was fine there with the tower by the 100 stone, as you said. TaToH can now take the hill advantage and will have a bit more than 1 minute timing with his upgrades, most likely.
Yeah, I have no idea why Villese didn't just kill the 1 villager. I feel like you could have swept in and, if not denied the tower, still killed like 3 or 4 villagers, but I guess not wanting to risk it, but they definitely had the military advantage. So that just feels a bit strange to me. But as you're saying, TaToH hitting Castle Age, now Bodkin and Crossbow in just a second. Maybe Suomi can try and take a fight before those upgrades come in.
It seems like they want to engage here. The Viper could maybe focus down on the archers of Villese that are trying to chase this down. Meanwhile, all the scouts of the Max are going down. Some fight at the top isn't really that interesting. It's all about the crossbow numbers now and all the archer numbers for Villese. I think both will be pretty heavily reset. TaToH should have probably a handful of crossbowmen alive after this, though.
Maybe even a little more than a handful. He's done a very good job controlling his units so far, focusing now random scouts and archers, and maybe not even going to lose another crossbowman at this point.
Oh, incredible micro by him for sure, and they were down 2-0 and now 2-2 with an even game number 5 here, exactly what we wanted to see. Villagers a bit lower for Villese. The Viper, though, still not on the way to Castle Age. Okay, only clicked up now, 22 minutes. TaToH will fight the 2v1 for a short moment here. How aggressive can he stay?
I think it comes down to the archer numbers, or crossbow numbers of Villese, which are... they're fine, but they're not really in position right now. Ooh, nice little pick off on this random villager of Max. Nice
hey,
Viper.
He has a family as well.
Yeah. Well, now he's going to join the rest of the skeletons.
Welcome to graveyards.
In the appropriate place.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, actually, I think part of that was actually TaToH utilizing the fact that the Ethiopian crossbows fire faster. I think he was actually dancing a little bit faster. It was able to sort of maximize the DPS advantage you can get. It's always nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. I'm actually not capable of doing that. I still have the normal quote-unquote timings. And yeah, he is just so much better with that. Knows, okay, I'm Ethiopians, I will just fire like a machine gun here. Is now snagging some villagers. Villagers down here not spotted, so at the bottom with the gold. We now have Villese coming from behind. As you can see, that is not being seen so far. They're trying to go in for the kill, but I think maybe 1-2 villagers and that will be it. Ballistics now for Villese as well.
Yeah, it's ballistics already in for TaToH, of course, but this is where things get really tricky for Ethiopians, is how do you deal with that that range difference? It might only be 1, But I mean, with players having as good of micro as these guys have, TheViper even getting another nice little raid with these remaining scouts from Feudal Age. Yeah, the Max isn't really in a good position at all. It's kind of just down to Villese. But yeah, it's just that one range makes such a difference. And yes, the Ethiopian crossbowmen will shred the Britain ones if they get in range, but that's a big problem.
Yeah, and the question is, should the Max even commit here? He could lose a knight. That actually should not have happened. And he will. Villese had the range advantage there.
Yeah.
Huh. Chat off, you say? I don't even get chat in the overlay here.
Lucky you.
Lucky me. Okay, let's take a look. Villager count 97 to 84 in favorite for Team Secret. Military count 24-32. It feels like Villese and the Max. The timing should be now. Magyar Knights should have all upgrades, as you can see, +2/+2 and Bloodlines. The Viper +1/+2 and Bloodlines for himself has the better eco approach, and all those crossbowmen can maybe do something. I think a big Castle Age fight is ahead of us.
I totally agree. Of course, that's the nice thing with Magyars is that because you get those attack upgrades for free, can really get some high power knights very early on, but that has a lot of crossbowmen for TaToH, and they do have ballistics. As we were saying, both teams need to make sure they take their fights together, otherwise it would be probably game losing. But the onus is on Suomi right now, because as you were very correctly saying, Secret has the much better eco.
And the army value a bit higher at the moment here for the Max and Villese. Let's take a look how they are trying to engage this one. And overall army value, as you can see, 2.8k against 3.6k. So the Max and Villese, they have a good timing here. They need to use their window. They need to attack now.
Yeah, definitely. Power of Britain archery ranges, churning out so many crossbowmen here for Villese. Max also having a couple more knights than does the Viper, even having, of course, the extra attack for whatever that's worth. But it's like you need to force the damage to happen. And, oh man, both teams are just positioning. This is such an important fight.
Oh, I am holding my breath. This could be a game-deciding one. Let's take a look. I'm not sure if the Viper actually wants to take this one.
Well, Suomi's backing up right now, and I feel like that's a big mistake. You gotta go.
They have all the upgrades, right? They have +2/+1, they have ballistics, they have +2/+2 and bloodlines. They are behind in eco upgrades as well, only so slightly though. Oh no, they actually had an eco upgrades. TaToH without wheelbarrow here, and now catching up with that.
Tab you can check with Capture Age that you can see all the eco upgrades for the players?
Yes.
Sick.
A monastery, it's actually on the overlay at all times. We don't.
Cool.
We decided against gold upgrade though. I think it's not that important.
Well, the Max is getting gold mining right now, so there you go.
Well, we can see that in the research overlay though.
Yeah, I know. But okay, Villese is actually clicking up to the Imperial Age. That's actually a very relevant piece of information.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. TaToH, 800 food, 600 gold, though, so he will click up only slightly after that. He will fight with 8 range against 10 range. I don't see a castle coming up too quickly from Villese, although he has 300 stone. So maybe if we get into him, Geoman might be an option at some point. The Viper was trying to find some openings here at the side. Won't really happen. And I thought we would have a big castle age go, but no. It will be delayed to early imp, where Villese will try to use its range advantage with the Britons.
Range and numbers advantage. Again, got to go back to my boy, the Britain team bonus. Look at this. Villese already has a 10 archer advantage. That's only going to keep snowballing by the time Imperial Age comes in, as these crossbowmen are just, the random peasants are just being thrown crossbows and say, go get him, champ. And, yeah, there's going to be a really massive numbers advantage for our blue player.
Okay, so where are the next steps? Is anything happening that we are missing? Nice map control from Villese, scouting some at the right hand side, did send some through the center. Map control still a bit better for the Finns. Viper is now adding some more stables. He goes for 3 knights extra, 22 for him. They are continuing with all the production. 5 more knights in the queue here for the Max. He has 26 at the moment, 51 crossbowmen, as you said, quite a nice number. I think early imp we will see a big fight.
Yeah, the Max only on the 2 TCs though, and that's the big, I think, difference between these two teams. that the Max at a much worse economy. Well, I say much worse. It's 10 less villagers, but that's still a pretty big deal compared to the Viper. But yeah, early Imp is where Suomi needs to make something happen, and they really do have an opportunity to make something happen. They just need to force the fight.
TaToH, he is running. We have more stables coming up. Viper, he knows that this is the big one. Maybe the Knight advantage will be something that will work out for the Viper here as well, since he will have +2 attack against the Arbalest that are coming up. TaToH, he needs to run. The hill advantage will also go for Suomi. Are they willing to take this fight now? This is pretty risky for me. I'm not sure who's winning this one.
Oh boy, it's very close. The thing is, TaToH does have faster fire rate, which really helps in fighting these knights as well. Oh man, it seems like the numbers are still really even, but...
No, they're not. They're not. The Viper did send so many more knights. TaToH is now coming in. Chemistry is not being researched. Bracer and Arbalest, though Villese is going for chemistry, and that was a pretty sick move here from TaToH, still having the hill control, and the Viper is trying to debate some. Now the game goes a bit slower for me. 32 minutes, 55 seconds for me.
Okay, I'm just 20 seconds ahead. But yeah, TaToH still with a nice Arbalest count. And of course, once the engagements actually happen, his archers are going to be firing like 30-some-odd% faster.
So fast.
As he has super fast. They're just straight up Juco new at this point.
30%? Really? Thought it was like... Is it staggering? I didn't know that.
Well, I think because you have Thumb Ring and the bonus, right?
No Thumb Ring for Britons. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've never thought of that.
Mm-hmm. So, like, the bonus, like, the faster fire rate becomes even more important once Britons get... Or once Ethiopians get Thumb Ring, which TaToH has.
But now it's getting pushed back. He needs to go onto some skirmishes as well. The counter-attack at the side is happening. The Max and the Viper both far away from Castle Edge. As you can see, both with less than 300 gold, 300 food here. Keeping their macro rolling. Knight production continues. 5 queued up, 2 queued up. Both with 21 knights for now.
Yeah, but I think Secret's in just a much better position to get damage done. They're getting this town center down really quick. And TaToH's rounding out his known upgrades. Max is trying to come in defensively with another town center, but I really don't see a ton of damage coming in. But here comes the Max into the base of the Viper. This is what I was wanting to see, but we need to be seeing some damage get done here for Suomi.
Where is the Max coming? I don't really see that yet. We are at 35 minutes and 3 seconds now, so sorry for that. We have the TC being destroyed by the Max, and oh boy, or from the Max, better said, and that's a lot of dead villagers. Let's take a look how the Viper can defend against that raid that you already foresaw from the Max.
I'm watching the raid in super mega slow-mo as the knights slowly kill all these villagers. It's like watching Baywatch, except instead of lifeguards, it's knights killing villagers.
And less boobs.
Yeah, but more knights, which I like.
I'm not sure. Okay.
just accept it.
Okay, I will accept it. And okay, now rushing a TC up here is the Max at the top, already losing number 2. Arbalest still continue to do massive amount of damage. The Viper in quite some troubles as well. He's sending more knights to the back. Villese now going for coinage. In Imp, you are allowed to sling in those settings. Overall population is 20 more ahead for Secret. This is a rough one because the Max just lost so much here. Trying to get more TCs up.
Yeah, the thing is, Viper took a fair bit of damage, but just nowhere near as much as the Max did. However, Villese is still in a bit of a better position compared to TaToH. It's just how much of a better position. TaToH does have a castle somewhere. Okay, it's off to the right, so not really in a fantastic spot to defend himself. Lots of Trebs trundling forward here for Mr. Villese.
You can fast forward, I fixed it. I now know how to get into faster speed, yes.
I'm at 38:51.
I'm getting there. The Arbalest are moving fast, and that's a sick fire rate. That's not 30% faster, that's 130% faster here from TaToH. He's firing really fast for me now.
OP!
Okay.
But I see Viper clicking up to the Imperial Age. That's going to be super good for him. Villese is now even slinging the Max just to try and get him something, but...
That's funny here. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm at 39.35.
Awesome. Okay, I'm like 10 seconds ahead of you.
Okay, then I'm catching up now, and I think now villagers or Arbalest should move in normal speed.
Villese has this forward castle coming in, and that's in a very nice spot to continue to pressure TaToH, and he is looking very strong individually. I just feel like Viper, he's getting up to the Imperial Age, he's going to stabilize fairly soon. Persian TCs will allow him to catch up in the villager count at least a good bit quicker. And I'm not sure if Villese can really kill TaToH in time.
Well, he's trying his very best. The good thing is Villese is sending all the skirmishers in the back, clearing out the Arbalest, so that's perfect. And he stays aggressively with his push. Now TaToH with bombard cannons. Oh, technically a good idea against the traps, but against 10 range Arbalest, not that pretty.
Nope, and if Villese is awesome and it researches War Ornlu a Wolf, the Trebs just kill everything. Like, Werewolf Trebs are so insane in sort of range unit versus range unit shootouts.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And he is indeed going for Werewolf, yeah. Rally count, by the way, 8, or make that 9 to 0. The max collected 6, Villese only at 3, so something we didn't mention. That will be some quite nice eco for him as well. And Werewolf, that's going to be pretty epic. And he's somewhat deep in TaToH's base here. And again, enough stone to maybe even build another castle.
Yeah, certainly. And just, if you keep on pushing with these Trebs, it's going to be so hard to take engagement with the skirmishers, because you just look away for 1 second and, you know, half your army's dead. Like, Werewolf Trebs are actually insane. Like, that 100% accuracy is just so bonkers. But less not going in. For some reason.
Yeah, well, he wants to find another angle. And if you feel like, oh god, this is already an imp game, how much gold do they have? Are we running out of gold? I can comfortably tell you that we still have 45k gold left on this map, so that won't be an issue for now. What will be an issue is the next raid of the Viper in the gold spot of the max, though.
Yeah, Viper's got Cavalier in the base of the max. He's got Cavalier in the base of Villese as well. And, okay, now it looks like Villese is just changing his target and attacking the Viper. But this is just going to, I feel, yeah, it's giving plenty of room for TaToH to start trebbing down and bombard cannoning down this forward castle of Villese. And I feel like if there's one weakness I see in Villese's play all the time is that he just isn't very, I guess, aggressive in finishing a game. And kind of switching targets, just totally lost that forward position against TaToH.
Yeah, maybe if out against bombard cannons it would have been tricky. He is going for another angle now. And also we have to say Britons, they aren't designed to easily kill a base, right? If you want to smash this down, you normally want to have siege rams, something that Britons don't offer.
That's true, but it did have 3 trebuchets at the time. Which, you know, are still pretty decent.
Yeah, agreed. Now goes for some more control. I want to see a lot more sling as well. We should have Pop 180 Villese not lose a lot of his army. Now the Werewolf traps indeed doing their job. Let's take a look. TaToH, he loses yet another bombard cannon. Oh god, those are pretty damn strong.
I'm telling you, man, it's good. And just like if there are any big shots on the skirmishers, like it is like really hard to deal with. Like I've actually cast and played a whole bunch of games. Wolf Trebs are literally the deciding factor in like these sorts of situations. I feel like they're really underrated.
Okay, well, let's take a look. Maybe some more hits here at the top. Not really happening. What's happening is a lot of Cavaliers coming over from the Viper. 70% away from being Paladins as well. Villese now finally starting to sling some to the max. As we can see, for 500 food, 500 gold now coming over. And the push from Team Secret, though, with 30 more population. The problem is now as well Magios. He didn't take 2 Paladins yet. Pop 120 for the max.
Yeah, he's obviously just still recovering from... Okay, there's Pal. Just a little bit slower. Or, no, slower than TaToH's gold shaft mining. So a fair bit slower than Viper, and it's still going to be a bit of an uphill climb for him. But there is still this castle in this nice position for Villese. And it looks like Secret's going to ignore that entirely and just go straight base of Villese castle, very low HP already.
Oh yeah, Yeah, looks like it, and it's going down here. Arbalest numbers are still solid. Do we see a big wraparound? I think the Viper wants to take the fight within the next 1.5 minutes, where he has Paladins and the Max does not.
That should be the case. Of course, Siege Engineers did help TaToH quite a bit. He just has so much siege units, but I think for all that extra damage, and this is going to be such a tricky engagement for Suomi to take, and it just so comes down to the Max not having the numbers at all. Oh no, and Villese so forward with these trebuchets, they're going to all get cleaned up.
Oh no, the Viper with a beautiful flank here for sure. And I don't really see the numbers at the moment. Look at that, 40 military for the Viper and all at one spot. The Maxi is coming over. He has only 28 Cavaliers compared to 37. 9 more in production for the Snake. He is going for the kill. He is playing the Persians to perfection.
Oh yeah, this is absolutely beautiful engagement from Secret. Attacking all the right spots at every angle and winning it. Pretty much every angle where it mattered. And all the forward castles have been cleaned up, and I think this should pretty much be the killing blow. Both TaToH and Viper closing in on that 200 population mark. They're nowhere near for Suomi.
How did Villese drop down to pop 113? He's 82 villagers only. Lots of them are idle as well, and I would have expected him, yeah, okay, if he loses 60 Arbalest, maybe a minute later he should be back at 60 Arbalest, but that's not going to happen.
I mean, he's trying to get him back up and running, but obviously he didn't have the villager count because Britons, you need to have a lot more population in an army because your army's not super population efficient. But he just lost like 80 Arbalests in the blink of an eye. Yeah. Now it should be the victory march from Viper.
Victory march indeed.
The Paladin numbers are fairly even, but when you have the difference maker of all of that ranged support from the Ethiopians player, it's going to be really hard to hold.
37 Paladins, 29 Arbalest, 20 skirmishers, some traps moving forward as well, and he wants to take the fight against the 33 Arbalest, 33 Paladins, 2 monks. They won't get the prettiest conversions in to take this fight for him. That's a massive amount of army, and Villese simply cannot offer enough, and he's sending some over, but that could be intercepted by the Viper. Let's take a look. Uh-oh, that could be a pretty good fight for him.
That's a nice little nook that Villese found. We'll shoo away the Viper for the time being. The Max trying to nab whatever reinforcements he can. Actually, oh man, a DauT castle for the Viper.
Where did it happen? Oh yeah,
in the center of the map.
95.4% there. And yeah, he can send new villagers later on. Is going for some more gold. Is expanding quite nicely. They're slowly setting up the trade as well. And they're both pop limit. But the Max and Villese, they heavily increase as well. Now taking a big fight. Uh-oh, this looks like TaToH somewhat unprotected.
TaToH a little bit exposed right there. I think Viper maybe sent too many Paladins back to try and clean up the raid for the Max. That was the sort of engagement that Suomi really wanted right there. Now all of this from TaToH is going to get cleaned up.
And that's all the traps, and suddenly TaToH is the guy dropping down to pop 150. What? Suomi is taking the population lead.
That's great. Like, the scores are within 500 at this point, which is really close for this stage.
What happened here?
We might have a real post-him slugfest on our hands.
Oh man, I was already trolling around with capture age here, zooming in, zooming out, because the game was over, seeing how Paladins were riding along, but oh boy, the Max and Villese, you cannot count those out. They can always surprise with incredible engagement and superb team play.
And that is exactly what we saw right there. There is a nice little raid in the back of the Max's base. He's actually dropped now down to 135 pop. And the thing is, Viper still at 123 villagers. TaToH still north of 100. We do not see that from Suomi.
Okay, gold count, everyone below 600 here. We can see some food floating, some wood floating for TaToH, but that's it. Paladins now taking a beautiful fight here. And the Britons, they will always have trouble. Paladins, they are already doing 18 damage, and add even 2 more being Persians.
Yep. I don't think that changes the hits to kill.
I think it should stay at 3, simply, right?
Yeah. Which is kind of the problem with that bonus, is that it very rarely changes the hits to kill threshold. But I think the problem for Suomi at this point is that they're going to run into the problem where the post-imp civs for Secret are way better, in my opinion. Like if this gets into like a full like hour and a half trade dominated game, I mean Secret should have a huge advantage, right?
Yeah, they probably should. Arbalest numbers aren't that pretty. Relic count, well, TaToH and Viper now picked some up themselves. 8-3, so the Max apparently lost one at some point, and that's still so much damage output from TaToH here. That is just ridiculous.
Ethiopian Arbs, man. So good. That is a cute little Warwolf hit, but nothing too crazy. And even decent little splits from TaToH.
Can he get another one?
I think he's a little too far out of range.
Okay, got some.
Now things really do seem to be in favor of Secret, and that is going to be the GG. We thought for a second that Suomi was still in this, but TaToH just came out of freaking nowhere with bajillion Arbalests, and Ethiopian Arbs, they shred through everything.
Yeah, that's so true, and, well, they're incredibly strong, and Villese, well, in late imp, when both armies are kind of patrolling in, you are not really abusing your extra range. Yeah, you can kill, like, 3-4 before they can actually get into the fight, but if it's still, like, 36 left against your 40, you're just getting it in your face anyways.
Yeah, like, that's where you fire so much slower and more inaccurate compared to Ethiopians that you're just going to get shred, and even especially as far as a good range support and fighting paladins, the Arbalests from TaToH are doing way more to the paladins of the Max than Villese's Arbs are doing to Viper. And I think that was also a really big deal in that fight.
Yeah, I think so as well. What a beautiful, might have been for me the game of the tournament so far. Play on Graveyards here in semifinal number 2. The Secrets just refusing to get out of this one, and, well, I'm excited for the next games coming up as well.
Me too. That was definitely a good solid game of Age of Empires. Graveyards delivering once again. Viper with the best kill death ratio. Excellent, of course, paladin control from him. Good Boom, of course, doing the Persian thing. Although I did like Suomi going with the relics nice and early on. It gave them a little over 5,000 extra gold.
No, true. 4-4 there, and, well, it felt like not completely boomed out there, the Max, right? Did he ever reach pop limit 114 and 62? Nilly Math says no. So didn't even break pop 180 at one point in this game. Now 2 match points for Secret, and they have 2 more of their kind of home maps coming up. Map number...
Kind of home maps?
Well, they picked the maps over the 2 that weren't picked in the end.
Oh, okay. Preferred maps, I guess.
Yeah, I on my screen I did quotes. Team Acropolis, we should see a lot of scouts, and oh boy, I quickly go NP and you can entertain both streams.
Oh boy.
You know
what?
To.
Oh no, we're opening your Twitch chat and we're going to entertain the Nilly viewers because that's what we're gonna do. Hey Nilly's chat, hey my chat. Nilly's chat, you're just not quite as cool as my chat, I'll be honest. In my chat, Triron's complaining because I trashed his crossbow idea. Turkman, is that turkey? Gobble gobble. Hey Nilly's chat, hope you guys are enjoying these games. Too far, Turkman, too far. It wasn't yours, Charm. Rip. The dual chat thing is interesting. Yeah, these settings have been really fun. I haven't had the chance to catch any of the games because I was traveling. But it's been a lot of fun. I think Team Acropolis should be really cool. I think it's interesting that Secret still has Magyars. I think they're going to be really strong. Do I hear the sounds of Nilly returning.
Well, the stream didn't hear that, only you.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, I'm the most important person, so
true.
It's all good.
Okay, Team Acropolis. We won't have Magias for the MaX+Villese. And I still believe Slavs could be an okayish option. I think we kind of need to see double... I think I would like to see Berbers here.
I like the Berbers idea a lot. I think you either do... Okay, I think you do Magyars if you can. So if you're secret, like Magyars plus... Okay, if they both use Indian, so like Magyars Berbers, I think would be really good. And then for Suomi...
Do we have Huns or did we use Huns on Arabia? Was it Indian Huns War?
No. Someone used Ethiopians, right? DeVilep's used Ethiopians, so Huns would be really good for Suomi.
Huns for Suomi.
Yeah, Huns would be great for Suomi.
I think Berbers could be really nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Deep North and Abu10, thank you so much for your support. Neely, what happened that you allowed other streamers to stream this event?
A little bit slower in starting this game. Most of the games today have been pretty rapid fire.
Yeah, give them some time. Well, yeah. But yeah, they're playing game after game. Exactly what we want to see. I did 2...
Oh yeah, no, it's... As far as delays go in Age of Empires tournament, this is nothing.
So true. I did 2 non-open events in my life.
Burmese?
And those were NSC1 and NSC2.
Burmese would be a pretty good deck. I think Burmese are still probably a little underexplored, I think, for how strong they are.
Burmese, well, I'm not sure how well a Rembai will perform here. Franks won't be an option because we already had those on Chaos Pit.
I don't think you need to go for a Rambai though, right?
Yeah, but why would you go for Burmese then?
Because you have, if you're going for like a lot of scouts and spearmen, you have the +1 attack on your spearmen.
Spearmen, it looked like how the map was shaped. It was more like double scouts into team wall into a lot of castle age.
That's true. I guess I just really like Burmese in the late game.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. It's not like we have the full team wall and you can just go for the perfect army composition. I think Mayans are lacking some mobility as well. I think it has to be 2 cavalry civs. Remember also we are starting with 2 scouts. So 2 scouts are way better than 2 eagle scouts, for example.
Yes. Which is why we thought that Magyars are such a strong civ here, because you're getting that bonus of the extra attack twice, right from the start. And Franks as well, but Franks obviously were picked earlier.
Yeah. Chinese, have we seen Chinese yet? We have seen Chinese on Coastal Mountain, so no more options there.
And what's the last map again?
I had just had it open, oh god. The last map will be Rift Islands. So we are thinking about Vikings maybe there, maybe Italians. Mongols could have been good, but we used that on Coastal Mountain as well.
We're going to go an entire series without seeing Mayans.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, because MBL kind of ruined it for us.
Yeah. No, MBL went Mayans earlier. He's the buzzkill.
Okay, spec delay started. We will jump into the game within the next 2 minutes.
Should be some good stuff. Like this map. I think it works well in these settings as well.
What do you mean?
I think that for a map that is very much... It almost always goes scouts into Castle Age. That you can kind of expand the scout part a little bit, make that a bit more interesting, and then still have the Castle Age and still have that potential for a super long late game slugfest.
Yeah, let's see how well they will team wall. I think, honestly, seeing the map now, it feels a bit unfair how easy some teams can wall and some can't.
I think that's always been a problem with Acropolis, though, in terms of generation. Like, that's kind of... it's always been like that, right?
Overlay looks so much more professional. That's better than what Microsoft will do. Actually, the Microsoft overlay guy is the same overlay guy that did my overlays. So will look pretty much the same, if not better, for Microsoft. I love my life. Be a happy nerd. And we can jump into game number 6 any second here. And we were partly right, partly okay-ish, I would say.
Well, Viper, you ruined my hopes and dreams.
As so often.
As he ruins many expert players' hopes and dreams.
Yeah, that's a specialty, right?
Yeah, I guess so. So Viper not killing his board with his TC, but he will be our yellow Mayans player to the east of the map. Teammate in the red this time, colorblind Ornlu, will be TaToH.
Who's not producing scouts. He did build a stable, but did forget to produce scouts. TaToH.
That can be awkward.
TaToH. Oh, okay. Now you heard me knocking. Small delay there.
Well, yeah, the sound wave has to travel all the way, so gotta give it a second.
Okay. And on the other side, what do we see there?
We'll have the Max in the cyan as the Berbers, and Villese in the blue as the Huns. They're pretty much overall working with the civs that we would expect, except for the Mayans. We didn't think Mayans would be an especially strong civ here. They are a very strong civ on this map when it comes to, I guess, more standard Acropolis, where you only start with the 1 scout. But because you start with 2, and you start in the Feudal Age, ooh, nice villager kill there onto Villese, by the way, from TaToH. But yeah, 2 Eagle Scouts, not that great. Feudal Age start, not as great for Mayans. Although Plumed Archers, really can't complain.
Yeah, but you need to collect 170 extra stone, right? From 200 to 265. And, well, let's take a look how the engagement will go now. A lot of dead bodies here from the map generation. Don't get confused by that, guys. Military count 13 to 8. And TaToH housed again.
That's a bit unfortunate for him. Looks like he'll be getting it up at least relatively soon. Actually going to get a quick bloodlines because of it. Not sure if he wanted to do that.
Oh, and picks up another villager. But it's walled in here. Let's take a look. Can we see a villager coming over? No. TaToH will fight himself out. He takes another fight under his TC. What? How is TaToH getting 5 kills in this game already? 3 under his TC and snagged 2 villagers. And another scout. What is up with Suomi now? They're completely confused with their life.
Whoa. That was very surprising. Seems like the Max just kind of fell apart there for some reason. Like, yeah, he got the 1 villager that was trapped in, but yeah, that's not really ideal. And now 2 military lead here for Suomi still. What is Viper doing? Viper's just making some archers, but without fletching just yet, they won't really be a particularly scary threat, especially against the well, I guess they're both just normal scouts, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like sitting at home, getting your archer numbers up, defending a bit, setting some villages on gold, creating a small tiny base for yourself, and then move out with fletching once stable as TaToH has stabilized as well.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea to me. Of course, TaToH now has bloodlines, whereas Suomi collectively does not.
Which is kind of weird, right? Because the Max, I think he started with the market earlier. I think looking at this, it looks like he bought 200 food before TaToH bought his 100 food.
Huh.
Yeah, pretty likely.
It is a bit strange. Viper actually has a little bit of a villager lead, which I thought was not the case with, I guess, because you don't get the loom advantage, but you still get, I guess, 1 villager.
If you, exactly. If you build the house with 3 villagers instantly, you still can get like 10 seconds, 8 seconds advantage.
And I guess he hasn't lost any villagers, whereas everyone else has lost a villager.
Yeah, apparently. Let's take a look. Goes for another lumber camp here somewhere. Doesn't really know where it's safe. Goes for some more quick walls. He is on point now. Can he save this villager? It seems like not for now. Clicks that tree in the back. And, I feel like, Viper, he's such a greedy guy. Oh, what a screw up fight. The Max didn't click on there to the end. And
it's 7 HP, it's 7 HP.
Why is he going to that side? Oh, why did he not click
Oh.
that one? Okay, in the end.
What, he's sending more villagers, Viper? What are you doing?
Attack! Revenge the villager! And he will lose 2 more. Oh boy, I just wanted to say he is back. He is performing again. And yeah, those are some nice quick walls. But also some weird decision to send the villagers forward. And meanwhile, we have Villese now coming in and snacking some there at the top. The Viper, he's in some troubles. And you said he had more villagers? Well, not so much anymore.
And he doesn't have fletching yet. That's... Okay, he's halfway done right now, and that's obviously a very strong defensive position for those archers, but he lost a good amount of units right there. And he has another idle villager. Just a decent amount of idle time anyway. That's, not pretty.
5 lost units, and that might have been maybe 4 villagers and 1 eagle, or 5 villagers. Not sure about that. And well, we can take a look. He still has his eagles, so that was 5 dead villagers most likely. Has 11 archers, which could be scary later on. TaToH for now, not getting onto the highest numbers as well. Stays active in the back, but couldn't get the kills in. Nice team wall, or walls in general, by Villese and TheMax.
Oh yeah, the Suomi are no strangers to walling. they are quite adept at it. Kind of weird though that if they're walling themselves in, why not just go for the team wall? It's like,
yeah, they had the scouts inside there, and Villese just needed to make sure that he is safe. I think they will create the team wall after all. Yes, they will.
Yeah, okay, that makes way more sense. Anyway, the Max still no bloodlines. The other scout-making players do have that upgrade. Of course, TaToH having that free forging as well. Viper having fletching. And pretty solid archer numbers. He is running across the map with them near the base of the Max right now. So this is definitely going to be Viper's opportunity to strike back and get some damage.
Uh-oh, and speaking of striking back, look at the villagers of the Viper again in the woodline dying here. Can the villager at the front die as well? No, that's not happening. But he's losing yet another one at the berries here. TaToH is coming over. The Viper actually goes that one through, but dies after all. What a nice raid again here. And the Viper... oh god, it's only down to 23 villagers now, and another raid from the Max. The Viper simply couldn't get the proper walls up here.
Yeah, and yes, he's striking back, and he's getting a couple villagers of the Maxes, and he's causing some idle time, but that doesn't seem exactly comparable to the amount of damage he is taking at home. Looks like he might snag a random villager or scout of the Max, but yeah, Viper, 23 villagers. Actually, he's only one behind the Max.
That's so weird, right? Both with heavy losses, apparently. The Max, well, it is still a very open map and tough to control all areas here for them for sure. And now solid archer numbers to defend at home. Overall villager count, actually pretty even. 2 more for the Finns only.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising. I didn't realize the Max had taken so many villager losses. But right now, military count I think is going to be a big differential. No, there's a hole.
Oh, I didn't even see that one. Oh god.
Oh no.
Archer range from Villese. He's thinking about actually getting up to Castle Age here. Blacksmith and Archer range wanted to transition into CA. That's not what they wanted to see. And okay, luckily now they walled each other off. But, well, it's a hole in both directions now.
Scouts bugging out a little bit for TaToH, but yeah, this is just a total disaster, and this is not the way Suomi wants to go out of this tournament. Max coming back with his own scouts, but they have no upgrades just yet. Bloodline's not quite done. Deletion coming in on the lumber camp from Villese to help out his teammate, get that surface area he needs. TaToH coming in to support Viper, and this is a big fight, but without the help of the TC arrow fire, even deleting whatever building that was, I think it was an archery range. Oh, man. Oh.
And instant GG here. Hui. One intense game. And the Viper, yeah, he got punished quite heavily, but TaToH, he was so active as well, and simply not being able to finish the walls. The Max and Villese, they were a bit quicker with those walls in other games, and, well, TaToH getting in there, raiding them so much, did keep it all open, did screw up with the walls, and in the end, we said it over and over again, yeah, it's okay to take some losses if you fight one scout player against 2 scout players, but the first archer attack most of the time looks really deadly.
Yeah, that seems to be the case in this fledgling metagame that we're seeing develop over the course of this tournament. It's really interesting, but very well played from Secret. You got to give it to them. Just totally making the right decisions. It's kind of what they're best at. Good strategies, I think. They never really did anything that was like, wait, why are you going for this strategy? It just seemed good all across the board.
Yeah, yeah. And Viper is actually, after all this killing in the end, 12 to 13 KD. So that didn't even look too convincing. Villese, he would have been up the earliest with the cast edge. If they just walled, I think he could have gotten onto a lot of CA and could have dominated the game, but being open in the back there kind of hurt them. A mistake that Secret kind of did as well, but the Viper simply had more archers there, could defend on a very small area.
Yeah, and that's where the archers are going to excel at compared to scouts, is because obviously scouts are a fairly terrible unit defensively. But yeah, no, well done by Viper and TaToH, and they will be facing MBL and Nicov in the grand final.
Oh yeah, this is going to be super interesting. I can update the scoreboard here as well. 4-2 for them. Last map would have been Rift Island, but we won't see that. But we will see the achievements of the last game of the series.
Indeed, we will. Viper, of course, with the largest army, making those cheap Mayan archers, and just that first archer attack really just seems to be able to do so much damage. Villese having the most food collected, Max just behind him, but they just weren't quite able to get up to the castle age, where they, I think, would have been in a significantly better position. And yeah, just Secret pouncing, getting it done.
Indeed, they're pouncing back here, and map exploration, obviously not that important. And well, what an aggressive game here, number 6, and what a lovely, lovely series. Thank you so much, Onlu, for being around. This is the spot where you plug your channel and collect some love that you deserve so much.
Well, thanks for having me cast with you, Nilly. My family thought I was crazy for waking up at 6 in the morning after traveling for just under 14 hours, after moving back from university after my finals for the summer, and I am totally glad I did it. Had a lot of fun with you. Of course, follow me, I guess, if you enjoyed and aren't already, at ornlu_AOE. Nilly probably linked it in chat.
No,
and, yeah.
I thought you would spam it. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm terrible at selling out. But yeah, thanks as always. And I'm around. I cast stuff.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. Great tournament, though. Really enjoying it.
Okay, LB10 is spamming. Thank you so much, Onlu, for being around. All the love to you. I was distracted with organizing when the finals will start. Flo is spamming as well. Give that guy some love, and we will see each other another day. You will cast the finals as well?
No, I think I'm gonna take a bit of a break.
Okay.
Gonna lie down for a little bit, but I'll throw a host your way, and I'll definitely check him out as a viewer this time.
Okay. Thank you so much. See ya.
Yeah, see ya.
Okay, guys. So since this series did go for quite some time, and I want to give Secret some rest, they want to eat some, want to be prepared for the series, and Turkman is going to be the co-caster for the next series. Indeed, I will give them half an hour break. Viper and TaToH will be fine with that before we jump into the series, and they are apparently fine with best of 9 still, so we will have the very long series, but we will have a quite of longer break for now. But I want to see them play as good as possible, and I think that makes the most sense here. So I will update MBL and Nicov into this, and we just pray for an incredible series. Grand finals. Thank you so much for $25 there. Kupko Blopko. I thought I read your name the other day as well. I hope you will have, or do have a great time here. Okay, Onlu with the host as well, with his beloved viewers. I hope you all enjoyed your cast over there as well. Barbecue Turkman will join us later for sure. MBL Nicov, we start 18:25 GMT. Loving the cast. Thank you so much. And I can update the brackets as well. So Viper now with 4. And they are joining the finals here. Viper and TaToH going through. And I can update that to 1825 GMT if you want to take a look at the brackets here. Okay, I think I might even eat someone, take a break as well. So Viper and TaToH versus MBL plus Nicov at 1825 GMT. Only one game different. Yeah, the 4-2 to the 4-1. That's true. Why no chat in the overlay? There is chat in the overlay. Drop a 3-minute ad, we don't mind. I actually never did an ad by myself before. Should be great games, I hope so as well. Okay, let me take a look. I better eat some as well. What video I can show you? Maybe I can queue up some here. Let me see. Yeah, display capture there. And let me... I think I will show you all my brags and fails. And some people will join and ask, oh, where is the games? What's happening? And you can tell them, yeah, Nilly is just showing some old videos. Come back later. Is that going to happen? Did I just open VLC 15 times? Ah ja, sweet. Okay, so see you in... I don't even when. I will eat some. I will be in front of the PC, might chat some. But as I said, they need a 20-minute break, which I want to give them. Enjoy some fails of me. Should potentially entertain you. Let's see about that. Uh-oh, one downhill hit. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Wow! No! What a horrible situation. Oh god, was that bad? Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh, fuck me. I saw the downhill. Oh god, and look at that. 3 hits. Again soon. Guys. That will be a great game to watch. At least for you. Okay, let's lame the villager. But he needs to learn stuff. Oh, Britons. No Mangonels this time.
Correct. Bolden. Yay, chopper.
Hunter. Yay. Ready. Yay.
Chopper.
Mandatum. Hunter.
Yo, chopper. Greeting chopper. Yo, hunter.
Yo, chopper.
Unfortunately, he says.
Mandatum. Yay.
Here.
Okay. Don't forget that green is also there.
Yeah.
Heiße? Ja, Woche. Jäger, bereit, ja? Das war.
Oh god, I didn't kill his villager because he ran through my TC. And now he's stealing the boars.
Yeah, that's what they can not kill.
Why didn't you kill it?
It was before 3 minutes 30.
There is no rules.
No, no rules.
Jesus, you scared me so much here.
Yeah, you
I
scared
mean,
me.
really, you have to kill because they kill Will. They would kill you, Will. Like,
What the
you
fuck?
Don't do
This is
that.
not. This is not a tournament. We kill, we lame.
Okay. Next time.
Yes.
The only rule is no TC war
Yes.
at start and no attacking villagers before TC is up.
And if you have bad start, just say TC war.
Yeah,
Here, I will try Grush down here. Possible.
I'm happy that you don't see my porno.
Yes.
It's like you painted
LOL!
Game Beaver specking.
That's just a joke. I was shooting my boar and then he came over and just took it under my TC. And now it's running away.
2 boars?
Yeah. Like, and they were sitting under my TC. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
LOL. Fuck me.
Правильно. Собирать. Сейчас сделаю.
Vilain. Certes. Astissor. Vilain. Vilain. Pastiso.
Oh, that's 4 tower shooting.
Pastiso.
Oh god! So that didn't work out. Oh god, that was horrible. Oi oi oi. Expecting him to go for aggressive siege workshop as well. So let's try to catch that village off guard. Wants to build a siege workshop there. And now we can pull off this gold. Otherwise we get too much on gold. Oh no 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 no. Grass Toplo on the tab, please. Oh god. Not really sure what's worse, losing all the CA there as well. Damn it, I need to go for barracks.
Fuck it, damn it. We wanted to pause at the same time. You can read one time, right? So let's just read, no point.
Yeah, you can read one time if you want.
So let's read, right? Shall we use the read?
You want to read, you can read. If you want to continue, you continue. It's your choice.
LOL! 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 I was trying to fix my black screen, but it's just a non-scouted area. Oh, I wanted to fix my green screen.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we can pause till minute 4.
Not 3?
Yeah.
Oh, 4, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I was confused, yeah.
Oh. So
What? You were trying to scout?
I was trying to fix my green screen and was so confused how in the middle of the green screen I could have like black dots, but it was just I wasn't moving my mouse at the map. Damn. Oh god. Oh god. What the fuck? Check. Okay, I need to work on that build up.
Agora, ¿sí?
Mande construir.
Fuck me. But I said it's important that I don't run into this line of sight.
Sí, degrado. Talar. Construir. 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 Degrado.
Construir. Voy. Construir. Construir.
Construir.
Well, that didn't work out.
Construir.
Ah, dump. I even could have right-clicked it. That was just stupid.
Aku panumbang kayu. Aku pemangun gedung makaryakan bintang pada.
Small second, I felt like I had a shot.
Siap.
Aku Tuha Rawa.
Aku penumpang kayu.
Aku Tuha Rawa. Aku Tuha Rawa. Makaryakan bintang.
Well, that was something I was hoping that I could achieve against him. Okay. Okay. That's skill here. That's why you tuned in, to see expert plays like those. Yeah. And play a somewhat reasonable game. Where did the deer go? Okay. And also I shot the first deer, right? I already forgot about that. Fuck me. What is this? Oh no! What am I doing? Oh man! Oh, I saw it coming. Oh man, am I bad? This is so bad. Oh boy, man. Oh god. Okay. That's what we get for not laming his boar. Oh god, I might even lose too. Those had both 20 food. Solid. I'm not sure if that. Oh god. Stump. Oh, that one's helping. Uh-oh. There was one too few. I need one more! I need to get that one. Uh-oh. Fuck. Ah! Holy fuck!
Was ist los?
3 Wölfe auf einen Platz.
Wer macht meine Scouts?
Es ist wirklich nicht 3 Würfe hintereinander, sondern kamen alle 3 zur gleichen Zeit, ne? Oh, gelber Drush hier auch noch. Fuck my life.
Wer macht Scouts?
Und gelber. Oh Gotti, 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 Gotti. Okay, ich bin tot.
X nochmal den Pocket.
Hat niemand gescoutet, glaube ich.
Gar nicht?
Nee.
Okay.
Nili, ich habe mit Feudal
Ich dachte bei
Scout.
den Forward.
Ja, es ist relativ egal, was du hier hast, Kollege.
Ich bin hier gerade mit dem Rush.
Feels nearly, man. Oh boy. Okay. Games will start in, I would say, roughly 7 minutes. Might be slightly less. Let's see. Viper said he was quickly cooking something, eating, and he said 30 minutes should be fine for him. Let's, yeah, just pray, I would say, that will all work out for us.
We traveled through Arabia all the way to Yucatan. We saw castles so bold and brave, we doubted our eyes. We tried to visit towns and towers, but they weren't very nice. And though I wanted to hit again, my crossbow man died through regicide. My army is sin, this is the end of your king. Fight, we're not allied, no diplomacy win. Let your TC bell ring to the sound of my hymn. I've met Aztecs and Byzantines, Celts, Britons and Burmese. Was terrified of Franks and Goths, Mongols and Japanese. But trash FC offensive market saved the day at last. My men at arms so scary fast, the snake would be impressed. Oh, I wanna do it again. My crossbow man died through regicide. My army is sin, this is the end of your king. Fight, we're not allied, no diplomacy win. Let your TC bell ring. There was a time when we shared common ground. Now team islands have divided us somehow. I remember how you sold your food for gold and built a stone wall around your town to keep me out. But guess who's in Imperial now? Died through regicide. My army is sin, this is the end of your king. Fight, we're not allied, no diplomacy win. Let your TC bell ring. Die through regicide. My army is sin, this is the end of your king. Fight.
And we are back! Dance of the Hippo, indeed. The Viper and TaToH against MBL and Nicov will be the grand final coming up. And yeah, we already generated an over $700 prize pool. Would love to break the 1.3k, otherwise Capture H team and I are paying it out of our own pockets. All streamers on all channels are... Whoo! Drank a lot of coke there. Are putting the money together. The second ever tournament of that kind, I believe. I did it for King of the Hippo. 500 biddies as a cheer. Thank you so much. Greetings and thanks for the entertainment from a fellow teacher. Cheers, man. So it's been 3 years since Viper lost in the tournament. Well, technically he lost Escape Gaming Masters 2 and Legacy of the Huns 2. So those were the two last 1v1 tournaments that he lost, yes. And MBL seems to be ready. Who won those tournaments? Nicov won EGM and MBL won Legacy of the Huns too. It's going to be an interesting match. That's at least what we're hoping for, yeah. Viper's winning everything. Well, a lot. Let's say a lot. Okay, Viper's now back, and they can start drafting any second. What did Viper not win? Clan Masters the final showdown. King of the Hippo 1, King of the Hippo 3, Clash of the Hippo 1, Clash of the Hippo 3. Now I did it as well. Oh. Legacy of the Huns 2. Yeah. Nomad tournament. That's only one. Okay. They can start drafting as well. Any second, and we will see 9 maps played potentially. Again, the order home map, ban, ban, and then pick 2, pick 2, pick 2, pick 2. Till the end. Nomad tournament where he was not playing in the finals. Exactly. Yeah, I felt a bit shady listing that as well, yeah. IML AOE. My little contribution to the prize pool. Happy Smiley. Thanks for another amazing tournament. Really enjoying these settings. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the action. Which is the best team in AOE history? Tyrant Legends. DauT, Jordan, Viper, and KCap. Secret. First pick. Current top 3 players, the Viper, Liereyy, and Mr. Yo for me. But other people name different third players. Not Jitba, no. He was in Tyrant Warlords, not Tyrant Legends. Who's your favorite German player? The most inspirational for me was Elklan Bender. Oh, wait. Oh, they are starting quickly here. Oh boy. So we are... Oh, Arabia. I didn't even... that's actually wrong. We have Continental to begin with. Then we have Arabia as map number 2. Chaos Pit banned by AM. And Golden Hill banned by Secret. So we won't see Golden Hill and won't see Chaos Pit. Coast to Mountain is number 3. They are with some speed on the keyboard here. A bit surprising. When did Viper peak? At War is Coming. Kind of everyone peaked at War is Coming that played War is Coming. Yeah, every time Tyrant peaked at War is Coming, pretty sure. The SY guys as well. Yeah. So water approach. But did ban Golden Hill. That's a bit surprising to me. Maybe they feel the map is a bit random with the walls there. That might be an option. And I actually can get rid of the timer, right? We won't have any more timers in this tournament. Must be nice. Graveyard and Dry River. Did we see any Dry River yet? I'm not sure about that. Yeah, we did see one with a Spearman opening. It had to be early day 1 or something, right? I think so. El Dorado. Next. Maps are getting smaller. Still have Flooded Cross, Rift Island, and Team Acropolis left, I believe. Team Acropolis. And map number 8 and 9. The order will be decided by AM as well, what they want to play as the potential decider. If it's Team Acropolis or... no, if it's Rift Island or Flooded Cross. Let's do the prediction that they want to play Flooded Cross first and Rift Island last. It's not confirmed. But that's my prediction, if I know AM correctly. Flooded Cross, who got last pick map. There's only one left. You can say it if you want. Oh god. Emil asking, okay, who's picking the last map? And, well, there's only one map left, so... oh, okay. MVL. Okay, I will spec myself and we can soon jump into this one. The order indeed is like we expected. Liberal Artista, thanks for another $10. Thanks for the great entertainment. You are very welcome. And Barbecue Turkman told me he is ready, so give some nearly highs in there. I will edit the command co-caster to Barbecue Turkman. Give him some love. Oh, that's wrong. Please don't chat. Okay, now you can chat again. Barbecue Turkman. And here we go. How are you doing, my man?
Look, I got up at 3 AM for Age of Empires, and I always think I'm crazy for it. But I just love the game so much. I lost the last series. I'm so happy with that, but I'm just ecstatic and ready to go.
Okay. Let's try to do a direct call, because that really doesn't sound that great. I will call you directly.
Yeah, I told you. Done.
Okay, let's hear. That didn't sound that great. Let's see.
Aren't you a great place?
It's not super pretty.
How's that?
Still not better. Are you sure you selected the right microphone?
I hope so. How's that?
Still the same.
No.
Yes, still the same.
Alright, give me a few secs. I'll have a look at some settings.
Okay, sweet. So we will get some more updates from him. Let's see if we will be playing with that. If we would cast with that sound, Not too sure. Let's hope he will improve a bit on that microphone though. Yeah, I think he doesn't have the worst microphone. I thought it was ECL settings. He might just have the bad microphone. But we will see. Honestly, what is your opinion on Australians? I don't really have one. Why is he using a potato as a microphone? I'm not sure if potatoes work that way. They can do a lot, right? You can mash them, stew them, put them in a soup. But I haven't heard of using them as a microphone. Oh, Persian moves. Let's take a look. How many messages do you have? 3 messages. Created account. Is that a ban or not? It's just very likely that you are the one that I banned yesterday. I don't want to instantly ban, but yesterday we had someone being very provocative in the chat about that. You have 3 messages and 2 of those are that I will give you the ban, and sorry if it was incorrect, but I'm very sure that it has to be the same guy that was provocative yesterday. I actually have no idea. I just did a test and it sounds fine on my end, but the call quality keeps dropping. Give me 2 seconds and I will try 4G connection. Okay. Everyone just trying to get Nilly to admit how much he likes French people. True. I like French fries. Call Turkman on the phone? Yeah, that would be fun. You're using Skype? No, we're using Discord. No love for TeamSpeak. I wouldn't mind trying TeamSpeak either. We'll see. Discovered that sound? Yeah. Give that a try, and if not, I might let you go solo rather than having crappy audio. Well, we will see about that. And give it a try.
Alright, is that any better? Because it could be connection at this stage.
It still sounds far away. I'll let the chat decide. How does it sound for you guys? Maybe you talk some?
Yeah, guys, go for it. If it sounds super weird, it could just be the connection on my end, because Australia...
Let's maybe go TeamSpeak. And... do you have...
Discord, will be really... Oof. Yeah, I should have it there.
It's better, sound okay. Do you have TeamSpeak? Do you have the Woobly TeamSpeak server?
I think I do. Give me 2 secs. We'll see if I've got it.
It's fine. Good enough, people say. Connected. They really love you, man.
They must. It's just Australia. Australia seems to be like the guys of age.
Channel created.
Yeah, I'll put a box over my head.
Okay, this is the password I put in TeamSpeak.
Alright, smash the game.
Let's see if he can actually... is he Woobly TeamSpeak? That would be... I think he should be the one doing that, right? We'll see. Okay, they are now jumping into the game. So, game should start in roughly 3 minutes. We're trying to solve some issues before that. If it doesn't work out, I will have to go for solo cast. If the sound stays the same, I will let you do another vote. It was fine. is what most people said. Good enough. It's not amazing. TeamSpeak should be fine. Above average. Okay. Barbecue and sound doesn't work from the get-go. Potentially. We want barbecue. Okay. TeamSpeak will fix it. Let's pray. What? Okay, apparently he doesn't know how to join rooms in TeamSpeak. That's not too helpful. Sarsi, thanks for $10 as well. Let the games begin. We're trying to. Call the Lord at the co-caster. He's not even online, and I think, honestly, I would prefer Turkman here for sure. Use Discord, we just did. Turkman has issues, maybe ask Nbrain to co-cast. Yeah, no option there. And... it's been a while for Turkman, apparently. What is going on here? Why is he not... Is he on the right server?
User joined your channel.
Okay.
Alright. Tell me that's better.
Not the prettiest thing ever. Keep talking and I will let the chat decide.
Alright. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Okay, I will live with that.
1 1 2.
I will even increase your volume because I like your voice so much.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fine.
Better, fine.
I can talk louder. Is that a bit better?
I will increase your volume.
Alright, cool.
Change volume. And I think this should be good now. It's fine. And perfect timing because the games will start in 1 minute.
Oh, excellent. That makes me happy. Sound is better.
Okay, super sweet.
My mic has no sides. Trust me, I have a bachelor in audio and technologies.
You sound hungover, someone says. What time is it for you?
For me at the moment, we're hitting 4:45 a.m. How good's that?
When did you set your alarm?
I got up at 3 a.m. So that was a fun time. I mean, I managed to catch the last game though, which was good.
Okay, pretty sick stuff here. And well, game number 1 is starting any second. The grand finals, best of 9, TheViper and TaToH against MBL and Nicov. Could be an epic series ahead of us here. We are jumping into all the action. And oh boy, yeah, I did a mistake again. Sorry. And so H has crashed, but we will get into it a bit later. And always so nervous here. Wanting to see the games. And yeah, Wilma gerne. Thanks for the sub here. And action can now properly start, indeed. And let's open Capture H. Bada boom. Skabadoo bap bap. And we are live and going into the action here. Take it away, Barbecue Turkman, here on Continental Clash of the Hippo 5 Grand Finals.
Excellent. Let's see if my game decides to load up. And not only has it crashed twice now, I'll give you the opening for it. This has not been a good start.
Okay, rough one. And we see the Viper at the left-hand side here. No. That is actually our green player, Nicov, playing Japanese with the dog opening we have in the gray trunks. Kind of surprising to me. MBL playing gray here. In the top, we have the Viper playing the stable opening with the Japanese and Byzantines on the side. Here, since we don't have Chaos Pit, wants to win the water fight. Here is TaToH, who is already going for quite a big of walls, but needs to finish that area as well. Maybe even trying to go for the big team walls here, but that's quite some area to cover for sure. And Japanese for both, Spanish for MBL, something that won them the game in their earlier round. Byzantines here, maybe avoiding Chaos Pit and therefore trying to abuse that, and now we are in the live games. Nicov 1 village ahead, that won't be the most important thing. Some shenanigans happening here on water, and I hope you're in it.
I am indeed. It's just playing the catch up now. No idea what happened before. I was making sure I was in the other games and everything was fine. So let's have a look. But a good introduction from Liereyy there. And as you all know, we are in the final series, best of 9. It's looking slick.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for this. And well, action now starts on Continental. Let's take a look. We are, oh god, just pressed the Windows key. And well, MBL going for 5 scouts, villager out here, and I think TaToH, that is quite an ambitious wall, trying to go for all that area here. And well, he only now scouted that thingy. Let's take a look how this engagement goes. MBL, he goes for some more army here. Has 140 food in the bank. Is housed for now. Oh no, not anymore. And I think he is just getting smashed here at the top. TaToH behind his walls, but not all. Well, probably finish them, because Viper will have enough.
Alright, let's see what's going on here. Catching up into the ground. Great play-by-play. TaToH dropping those massive walls there to defend by the looks of things. Going for a team wall from the beginning of the game as well.
Yeah, and I think that wasn't really intended initially, but then they saw, okay, we have enough control here, and that might actually be the best walls. I think this will be pretty much impossible to hold for him later on, though, so maybe a smaller wall could have been better for him. Let's take a look. Viper, is he taking some losses? No, actually kills the sheep. Tries to go for the raid against MBL, who is ready with the quick walls, though.
Oh, I like it. Fantastic play here from all our players to begin. Such an unusual settings as well, which has launched us directly into the action. All teams starting in Feudal, as everyone knows from the tournament already.
Yeah, and medium resources, so 500 wood, 500 food, 300 gold, and 30 stone here, so that you can potentially buy yourself a tower or build some outposts. But no stone walls and no stone gates in Feudal Age anyways.
Oh, it's beautiful. This is what I like to see. So we've got Viper still moving around the map, doing his poking and prodding, trying to do any damage he can versus MBL here, but not making things easy. MBL perfectly moving his scouts around here. Viper nearly getting around the side, but look at that. Nicov keeping eyes on them at all times.
Yeah, very active here, and well, now some people are starting to complain about the sound after all. I'm not sure if you selected the right microphone, if you have a good microphone or what. I think it used to be even better there, and maybe people were just excited to hear your voice, but the quality really not that great. I'm a bit surprised.
Oh, good, mate. Give me 2 secs, and if not, I'll jump out.
Okay, let's continue here. Villager now going down. We have some shenanigans on water. Seems like Nicov is winning it for now. Now goes for some repairs. TaToH, he should have more damage output. And it just feels like the villager, oh, should be saved after all. And now this is the first engagement here. MBL should heavily lose this one. 6 scouts against 4 scouts. MBL now dropping quite heavily, and the Viper is chasing this down. He is reproducing some while MBL. Is he already thinking about castling this one? Sitting at 260 food and did not add more scouts. I'm a bit surprised by that. Now adds up 3 more in his queue. What a weird approach here. And well, it's kind of a split chat, and it's a really tricky decision for me to make now. I absolutely love Barbecue Turkey, but I also want to give you the best hearing experience, obviously. And well, we will see.
I completely agree with Nilly there as well. So unless we can get sound sorted, I will jump out. 'Cause it could just be connection and Australia being Australia.
I think it is like absolutely stable. It's tricky. Let's go for 1-2 games and see how it develops, and we will try to see some more input from you. Now some raid here from the Viper at the top, and he will snag one villager, and they were carrying quite a lot of food. As you can see, now it drops down to 105, so 35 food was carried there, and the Viper is getting pushed back. Meanwhile, the water fight somewhat even. Nicov has a nice amount of demos prepared as well.
Alright, so water fight going on here at the main time as well. We've got Nicov out with the fire gal. He's holding his position relatively well versus TaToH. TaToH's sitting at the front, so he's pushing for that engagement there, and even some repairs coming in from Nicov as well. He knows exactly how important the numbers are here on the water.
Let's take a look. He is now adding some demos as well. He's playing 2 dogs, not using multi-queue perfectly here. Fishing ship count, as we can see. Overall 10 against 7. The Viper played a bit more greedy than MBL, and well, now who adds is adding now second fishing ship, and MBL goes for the double bit. Let's take a look. Demo connection here was kind of even.
And looking at across the middle, Viper looking to again get in there with those scouts, do a little bit of poking, a little bit of prodding, try and find any way he can get that damage, and TaToH as well. Actually been attacking that house for a while, so hopefully we should